starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited. We are doing a community stream this Sunday because I wanted to bring on some of the people from that you probably see in the chat quite often, and I'm so excited because as much as I've not you, Bianca, but as much as I've interacted with you guys, it's so cool to actually have your input and be able to talk in real time about these things. So I want to welcome Raymond, Leo, and Bianca. And later on, I believe Robert will be joining us to talk a little bit about just getting back from Ghostbusters and talking a little spoiler free. So, how is everyone tonight?
Great.
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. We're going to talk about, I have some subjects I kind of want to talk about. I was going to have a couple other people on, but they had some personal, life issues come on. Life comes at us fast. So they had some stuff come up, but I wanted to let you guys know on Tuesday, I will be having Xenoscope on. Make sure you guys check that out. I'm so excited. Like to have an actual comic company coming on here. I'm so excited. And the next weekend I am having on Dan Fam and Comic Breakdown. So I've got some bigger streams coming up. So I wanted to make sure I let everyone know. But so what do you guys, I got to do this to you. I should have said something beforehand, but Bianca should know by now. What did you guys, let's start with some comic book recommendations. What is everybody reading right now?
Who wants to go first?
Hi, Bianca, go for it. I'm putting you on the spot. I always do this to you. I'm sorry.
It's fine. I still haven't gotten my comics in yet, regrettably, but I'm just reading an older one right now, since I bought a lot at the comic place in Fort Lauderdale a couple months ago. I'm editing a video on it right now, but I messed up on the editing because I've never done editing before. So the one I got is called Catwoman, Defiant. I got this because it was like $3 over there, and I'm like, oh, this is probably an Elseworld, but I just like read it 2 days ago, and on the back it says that this is her first original graphic novel since her debut, and so I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm gonna say this, Tristan, this is what the Catwoman movie should have been.
Isn't that Peter Mulligan, if I remember correctly?
It is.
Aha, I know what you're talking about. Is it? I haven't read it in a really probably 20 years. How? Tell everybody what it's about.
Right. So in this one, it just shows Catwoman like doing her usual burglary stuff, and then you see like a guy in a mask saying, "Hey, Mr. Handsome wants to see you. When you gonna come over?" And she's like, "Nah." And so he and a couple of other people who have the same mask try to capture her. Batman comes in. And he's like, okay, so what we're going to do is that you're going to be captured. You're going to have an antenna. I'm going to be hearing everything, blah, blah, blah. And so apparently the reason she's wanted by a villain named Mr. Handsome is because...
I was just going to ask, isn't it Handsome Man or something like that?
Yeah, it's Mr. Handsome. The reason Mr. Handsome wants Catwoman is because she's beautiful. Before, he had a wife, and he loved collecting beautiful things. After his wife died, he collects beautiful things, but then destroys them later, which is why he wants Catwoman. He wants to kill her because she's beautiful. And, he just like, no, I need everything beautiful, so I can just destroy it. Later on, you realize that, I guess it's a spoiler, but Mr. Handsome is actually dead, and the person in the mask is actually his wife, who died, who was supposed to die. the reason this whole thing started is because she started getting older. She started having wrinkles, sagging skin. She did so much plastic surgery. She went visited dermatologists, but she could never be the beautiful that her husband wants her to be, which is very similar in the Catwoman movie. You know, she's saying like, as you grow older, they just throw you away. They go with somebody younger, which is what he did. But she was kind of a weirdo because she was telling Catwoman to kill her, but not because she wants to die, but because she wants to die at the hands by somebody beautiful. And I'm like, that's so weird. And also, I don't know if it was because of the plastic surgeries or whatever, but she's very, very mannish looking. I thought it was a dude. Like her hands are very, very, very thick and huge, thick eyebrows and all that stuff. So because her husband wanted to get rid of her, she got rid of him first, which is like, I'm like, oh, this is what the 2004 Catwoman movie could have been, and it would have been a lot more interesting. You keep it
A
as Selena
lot better.
Kyle. You have tiny bits of Batman showing up. Like, he's not in the entire thing. He shows up here and there. Could have gotten her love interest from the movie to play, like, put him in a Batman costume, just show up here to there, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is an interesting read. I'm glad I got it, but the cover is extremely ugly. It's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Is she in her purple cat suit still there?
No. So the colors are weird. So this is like they're trying to do a black, but it shows up as a very gray color. Like there's no two
Oh.
colors, it's all one color. It's like, I'm like, is this a navy blue? Is this a gray? But it's a gray that's supposed to be black. Lots of butt shots in here though.
Welcome to the 90s. So what about you, Leo? Is there anything you're reading right now that you would recommend? Are you there? Leo. Okay. Raymond, what about you?
Okay, I guess Leo's absent. God. Oh, what the hell am I not even reading? Well, for starters, I just finished reading Possessive in preparation for your stream tomorrow.
I just started it last night. No spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
I still have 2 more issues.
It's really good.
I read it. Well, I kind of read it. I like thumbed through it initially.
Leo's absent. God. Oh. What just happened? Leo, okay?
I was
You're
muted.
not sorry.
Oh, okay. All right, Leo. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I went through it before and I knew it was really good, but I want to go back through it before that. I want to go through a couple different things like man, goat, bunny, something.
Yeah, that
There's
looked
so
pretty
many
weird for me.
silly. I know. But did you enjoy it?
Oh, hell yeah, I enjoyed it. And the ending was a little strange, but it wrapped everything up pretty nicely, I think.
That's awesome. So what about you, Leo? Are you off of mute now?
Yes, I am. Sorry about
Okay. That's okay. What are you reading?
Oh, I'm reading Invincible Universe.
You're reading what? I'm sorry.
Invincible Universe.
How is it?
Pretty good.
Oh, Invincible Universe. What is that?
It's one of the Invincible like tie-in books. It
Oh,
wasn't very-
okay. Oh, the Phil Huster book?
Yeah, I think so. And
I think so.
the colorist, you know who the colorist is then, right?
No, who is it?
Gabe El Taib.
Oh, then it's probably terrible. No, I'm just kidding. He's a good colorist. I
Yeah, Hester.
you know,
Yeah, you're right. Hester, Nalk, and El Taib.
you know, and that's a shame. Like he did a lot of industry work. A lot of big titles. And I don't know. I hope he's got some cash reserves. That's all I can say. But awesome.
Yeah, those weren't.
Go ahead.
I was saying those aren't in the regular volume, so I wanted to read those like they had some kind of tie-in story to the main trade paperbacks.
Oh, that's awesome. I see. I need to. I don't know if I've ever read those backup ones. I know I've read the main line, but I don't know if I've read the backup ones. I probably should. But I am reading a lot of. Well, I always have my usuals, and I'm going back through some Xenoscope titles. But actually, I don't know if you guys picked it. I don't know if you're reading Suicide Squad. Is it Robbie Rodriguez? I believe so. In the main line at DC is so fucking good. Like, I absolutely love Ambush Bug, and he's so utilized in this. In this issue, we finally get like, and I won't give it away, but
Please don't. I haven't read it yet.
yeah, it's Robbie Thomas. Yep, I was right. We finally get like some emotion from characters you wouldn't expect emotion from. That's all I'm gonna say. It's so good. And then the other one I read this week that I really liked was the Secret Files, and I haven't been enjoying. I mean, I have to a point, but I don't think Fear State was everything like that it could have been. Like, there was so much crap going on with that, and so many plot holes, and so many like going back over plot points and going. But the Gardener, the Secret Files, was really good, but it was only good because it wasn't about the Gardener. It was about Poison Ivy. I'm like, yeah, this doesn't make any sense, but I love stories about Poison Ivy. So I really, really liked it. I thought it was good. The Secret Files have been really good. Like, I like Miracle Molly as a new character, and hers was so good. Like, hers was so like weird. Like, you saw her 9 to 5 all the time, and I liked them. The only one I really didn't like was the Signal one. That was kind of boring, but they've been pretty good overall. I've enjoyed them. So, all right, I wanted to talk a little bit before we. Well, yeah, have you guys seen the stuff that's going on with Marvel Infinite? They have the kind of scroll titles, right? Like the webtoon style ones that are, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they're continuity or whatever, but have you seen the X-Men Green?
Today was the first I've heard of it.
Yeah, I just 10 minutes ago. I mean, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I saw a purchase video on it.
Yeah, it is Nature Girl. A hero, mind you. And she basically, it's so disturbing to me that when I first got getting into comics, right? A lot of it was, especially a character like Superman, believing in humanity at their absolute worst. And this girl goes around and literally stabs, a convenience clerk and kills people because they are oil workers. And I don't understand at what point our comics have got, and not even, I don't know, I don't see that kind of level of like, I don't know, what's the word for it? Degeneracy? Until I've seen it at Marvel. Like, it is, well, you know what? Let me put the chat up on the screen. I don't know that I've seen anything quite that bad from DC. Kenneth Dowling, thank you so much. There we go. Hello, guys. Just stopping by to say hey. Thank you. I really, really appreciate. This is the epitome.
Hey, Kenneth.
Hi, Kenneth.
Nature Girl is an over-the-top eco-terrorist, but from my understanding, isn't she supposed to be a hero? Like, I'm not a huge X-Men fan anymore, but everything I remember, she's a hero. Like, why is she going around and thinking that are Jerry Duggan, using her to go around and say that she is not only a hero, but it is okay to kill if you believe in something passionately. Like, that is beyond depraved. I guess that's the word I was looking for, is depraved.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yes, that's the book I'm talking about. It is absolutely like
he's saying it's okay
disgusting
to kill someone because you believe in it.
Yes, she's an eco-terrorist. I mean, yeah, but she went around and she murdered a bunch of people. And even when they tried to show her with remorse, she, like, the ghost came back and haunted her. She was like, I would do it again. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, that's
It made no sense. Like, if you want to like have an environmental issue, talk to an actual environmentalist Like, don't do all this, because every time I I look at something and they want to do like an environmental issue, climate change issue, that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, so you have like a lot of stuff that's wrong, and you
Right.
guys need to actually talk to people who are like actually are knowledgeable on this. Like this I know everybody knows that like little, what is she, a British girl like named Greta or something like that. Like everything that she was saying, an environmentalist was like, okay, so nobody taught you anything. Your parents are lying to you. So here's how everything like goes. And she was like dissecting every single thing she said to tell her how it really is. Like there was a part where in Nature Girl, she sees a turtle, and inside
Mhm.
that turtle's mouth was a plastic bag. So what she did is that she read the plastic bag. The turtle died, by the way. And she's like, "Oh, it's called Owens." So she goes to the store, and I guess I don't know if this is like the manager, because I don't think that that's the owner, since the owner has been there since 1972. And so she's like, "Yeah, you're polluting everything." And then she like stabs him in the neck with scissors. And I'm like, well, first of all, he's not the problem because he didn't do that. The people did. Like, it's the people's responsibility to take care of that stuff. But the reason there's plastic bags is because when they did paper bags, they're like, "Oh, we're killing too much trees. We have to switch to plastic," which is the reason why plastic bags existed.
Right.
It,
And
it was the whole save the trees thing.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the whole, if she had went even to like somebody that made the plastic bag, like you just went to a random person that worked at the same store. They
Exactly.
probably didn't even ever touch that bag before. And the fact that you thought it was okay to kill a random person that way is so beyond me. Especially when I know the demographic is like comics have grown up with their audience, but this is supposed to be aimed at younger audience. Like, what are you teaching these kids? These poor kids think it's okay. Like, you can inject some of your politics, but that's entirely too far. And if that's really what you think, that worries me a little bit about you. Like, quite a bit about you.
Who the hell
Exactly.
greenlit that?
It was Jerry Duggan. And he's not a small name. That's why I'm really surprised, like, that the editors didn't say something. That the editors didn't, get mad, Robert. The funny thing is, she became like the Planetaria from Rick and Morty, except even there, they made it clear she was in the wrong. Here, they're praising them. I didn't get to the end. I'm not sure. Was she, Robert, you would probably know. Was she actually, thank you, Robert, by the way, punished? I know she was taken back to Krakoa. And
Yeah.
I don't think that they actually punished her. I don't remember. Do you?
So like when she was coming in to be judged by the judges or whatever, she had like what's it called, handcuffs, but they were glowy and purple, and so they sent her to, like what you said, Krakoa. But it seemed to me like she was supposed to be cut off, but one of the guys on there was like, "Listen, if you want to do this entire thing, you got to be smart about it," and then lets her free. And I'm just like, I thought she was like in a like environmental jail cell. But like that's because I don't know the character. I don't know if this is where if this tiny hole thing is where she actually lives, but that's how I thought it was.
Like, it would have worked okay if it was, I mean, not even, but if it was Ivy. If it was a character like that. You're talking about a hero here, but not not Gemmit. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Made a good point. Yeah, we have, where did it go? Let me see here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Wolverine has been one of the harshest serial killers in the century, chopping people into slivers, and he's not in jail. He's a hero. I kind of get it. Like, but and I'm not in current X-Men, so maybe it's that, but is he a hero? Like, is he?
I was told he was an anti-hero.
Yeah, like I don't see him as a hero. I kind of see him as a jackass that I like him, don't get me wrong. But he definitely doesn't come off like, Professor X hero level, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see how you can bring this character back from something that like repulsive. You guys know you can talk, right, too?
No, I'm
I
still
have
in shock.
no
by
idea
the,
what you're talking about.
I'm still in shock by the
Okay,
stupidity of that comic.
Oh, Leo
What-
changed his profile.
What the?
Yes,
When did he
to
do
a
that?
real hero. A
Wait,
real
you can do that
superhero.
live? We were having an issue before remember when Liana was on Bianca? They couldn't get it to
Yeah.
work. That's awesome.
Oh, well, I guess that works.
Yeah, I guess so. So in
Even
Wolverine,
I tried it.
let me see here. Not Gem In Wolverine, Enemy of the State, he massacred a crap out of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents and a few good heroes and villain. Oops, mind control, so good. Yeah, they love to use that excuse. That excuse and like the dreaming excuse are two of the tropes that I don't like because I feel like it's a cop out.
Not
Yes.
as much as a cop out as it's just what's the reason? Comics.
Right?
I hate that freaking reason for anything.
Like it's kind of like just how comics are. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
We lost Leo.
Leo.
Por
Hopefully
qué?
you can jump back on.
No sé.
Leo, if you have any trouble, I can send you a link again if you need it. But
Wonder if he's changed
Yeah.
his profile.
oh, maybe.
Is he doing it again?
That's so weird. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of times it's just like you have this. There we go. Hold on, let me add him back in.
Yeah.
Leo. Hopefully you can jump back on. I can hear me in your background.
Wow.
You okay there?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello?
Hello.
Leo.
Hello, can you hear us?
Are you on mute?
Oh, I'm
Are
not
we
on.
on mute?
My laptop battery actually died. I didn't realize it wasn't charged.
Oh,
Oopsie.
I gotta charge mine. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, no kidding.
well, that's not
All
bad.
right. Well, as long as you got it figured out, we're good. That I hate that it's an adult dream trope. Yeah, but the comics one I've kind of gotten used to, like because it's, like one of the things, like even going back to when Superman was made, like they didn't draw him totally different until later on, like in the 60s. So, because comics kind of worked because, nowhere else would you not notice that Clark Kent was Superman by a pair of glasses and a Jerry curl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, let's go to something everybody is talking about. As far as we'll continue with X-Men. Are you guys looking forward to the X-Men 97 that was announced at Disney Day?
Absolutely.
Leo,
Yep.
I know you have a few
Absolutely
things to say. Why?
I have no interest in nostalgia bait. They're just trying to bait people. That show actually means a lot to me because that's how I even got into comics. X-Men, not Batman, not Superman, not Spider-Man. X-Men is why I actually love comics and why I started reading them. So I'm not gonna watch them ruin a show that I love.
But
So
do
you
you
feel
know it's
like-
gonna get ruined?
Yeah.
Of course it's gonna be ruined. That's a foregone conclusion. How many shows do we need to see them ruin for us to realize that they're gonna ruin it? Like,
What other shows have they ruined?
do I really need to give you a list? He-Man.
No. Disney.
He-Man
This
wasn't
is a
ruined.
Disney puppy.
Yeah,
Huh?
He-Man wasn't ruined.
No, I'm talking in general. I'm not saying I don't care about the company. Like in all entertainment in the Western media, they've ruined everything. The only thing that hasn't been ruined, Ghostbusters too, like Power Rangers. I don't even want to list them. Like I try to block it out of my head, but
But that's an overgeneralization, though.
it's a generalization that works though. Like, what exception do you have? What wasn't
Wait, wasn't
ruined?
Power Rangers like 2013?
I don't think so. I think it was like 17 or
2016? 17?
something like that. But let me see. The only one that I'd say wasn't ruined and was done properly that actually, that I actually like was Cobra Kai. Like
Oh,
that
oh yeah, I've
actually
heard good things.
they actually respected the origin, the original, but everything else that's a nostalgia bit. Yeah, I don't deal with
Didn't
those.
they make the original Karate Kid the bully when they got older?
He
Like
is
it
the
became like a reverse thing?
he was always the bully.
No, 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 no. The protagonist.
Yeah, I know. He was all Daniel was the bully.
What?
Do you not
Did we
watch?
watch the same movie?
Do you guys not watch How I Met Your Mother?
Oh yes, I love that show. Yes.
Okay.
What's his name? Is it Barney? He makes
Yeah.
the
Neil
whole thing
Patrick
how
Harris.
yes.
It's true though.
I love
It's
that show.
true.
You know what? Have you seen that 8-bit Christmas?
No,
That
what's that?
it's you look it up. It's got Neil Patrick Harris and he's like talking to his kid about what it was like to try to get a Nintendo when, in the 80s. It is nostalgia bait, but it looks really good. It looks really cute. But yeah, he I think the problem is that I have with your argument is that you're comparing Netflix to Disney, right? Whereas Netflix is more like a publisher. They get these IPs and then they, kind of outsource it. Disney works with their stuff, and I think they do, like, they have their, Disney formula, but they do a lot better job as far as making content. I know a lot of people may disagree with me, but when it comes to Netflix, I would argue that He-Man was really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. Didn't you like it too, Bianca?
Which one? What? The
The
Revelation?
He-Man, Master of the Universe.
Yeah, I did like it. I
That's
have to
what I
see the
thought.
2000 one. I'm not
Yeah, I
seeing
thought
the
He-Man was good
80s.
too.
My dad liked
I
it too.
I think the next one comes out right next
You
week.
said Tuesday, right?
Is it Tuesday?
think-
I heard somebody
I'll look
say
it up.
Tuesday.
I
Listen,
know I've been
I'm binge
afraid,
watching.
right? I know Cowboy Bebop's out, and I'm afraid to watch it.
Oh, there's another one they ruined.
Well,
I haven't
that's
watched
live
it.
action. Japanese that too.
Like,
Yeah.
look at
And Mob
Death
Psycho
Note.
100 live action was freaking terrible.
The what?
The Mob
The
Psycho
100.
100 live action.
Yeah, Bleach wasn't much better either.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the Bleach ones are always so bad. I feel so bad for Bleach fans.
Yeah, I'm against live action anime. Period. So using the Japanese
Exactly.
argument doesn't matter. I don't care who does it. Like
Attack on
live-
Titan.
anime shouldn't be live action. Anime is a superior media. That's downgrading it.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like-
Tuesday, Bianca.
Woo! We can talk
Yay.
about it Thursday then.
Isn't it?
Ooh,
Oh,
that's a really good idea. Okay, we already know what our video is for next week. Heck yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, I think the issue with like making any anime live action is people don't take animation seriously, and I don't know why. Like, there's no reason why you can't enjoy something that's okay. Americans don't take it seriously.
No, some Japanese people, older Japanese people, don't take it as seriously as well, which is why a lot of the people who end up watching anime in their older years, a lot of them become hikikomoris, which is like they end up becoming shut-ins. Like they literally just don't leave their house. Sometimes not even for groceries. Like they'll just order it to their
What?
house, and then
Wow.
most of the times become like suicidal.
Holy shit.
Really?
Like that's how bad it is in Japan, but it's not talked about because therapy doesn't exist in Japan. You know, people like the guys.
Wait,
like to
did
talk
you just
about-
say
Yeah,
therapy?
therapy?
It doesn't.
No,
what?
so
What?
if you're in a work environment, sometimes they will hire. They'll have this company where they will hire Americans or any foreign person to come to Japan so the workers can talk to them about their feelings. Because talking about your
What?
feelings in a workplace, that's not normal to do.
Oh,
Japan is fucking
my-
weird.
Like even if you're a guy or a girl, you know, talking about if you're being harassed or bullied can get you fired or a demotion.
oh my! Why do
And
they
it's not
not
even-
have any value about mental health over there? I'm assuming.
No, they don't. And it's not even just Japan, it's Asia in general. I have a manager who's Filipino. He's like, yeah, no, it's bad over here too. You know, I just learned that I didn't just learn this. I knew Korea also had that problem as well. And China, you know, forget about it.
One second. Shelby, I asked you to email me. Email me and I can send you a link. I was waiting. I thought you just maybe got busy or something. That's insane. That's terrible. Like, no one. What is the word you said? A hikamoka or something?
Hikikomori.
Hikikomori. That's
even an
terrible. I had
anime.
no idea.
Like it's really bad. Like if you think guys in in America are being treated badly, 100 times worse in Asia. Like 100 times worse in Asia. You don't even know the troubles of being just a freaking single dad. Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Let me bring my email up in case Shelby emails me. Oh, there we go. Okay.
I usually
it's
say
not-
that
yeah,
in
of course.
Japan
Okay.
and in Asia, sometimes they're like stuck in the 50s or some like earlier time, because as much as like they still don't have a lot of stuff that are for women's rights, the men's rights are just as bad, if not worse.
And people complain about America. No, I'm just kidding. We can complain all we want. Doesn't mean it's gonna go anywhere. I complain
I
all
will
the
complain
time.
about everybody and everything.
Right? Okay, there we go. I sent you the link.
I'm so sorry.
There you go. There, you might have some backup, Leo.
I don't need backup.
Oh.
I'm a one-man army.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, good lord.
Oh my goodness. But yeah,
All right.
I
All right, tell me why you're excited for X-Men 97 then.
I don't know that I'm excited. I think calling it woke and saying it's gonna have all this stuff is pretty silly. Like, because that was what the X-Men always was and always kind of has been, right? So if you don't expect them to address like riots and police brutality and BLM, you're freaking insane. Like, they absolutely are. And if that bugs you, then I get why you're not upset or not, excited. But I fully expect they will talk about police brutality. I fully expect that they will talk about not maybe directly, but at least some sort of government corruption. They'll do an allegory, but that's kind of what the X-Men was. We were just really young. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't realize it.
Yeah, nothing you said sounds like anything that wasn't in the original anyway. But you're not talking about the stuff that's gonna be new that they're gonna put in it.
What are you worried they're going to put in?
Let's start with Rogue. There's no way Rogue is gonna look sexy in it. They're gonna make her look like a man.
She
just
better
like
look sexy.
Tila. No, she's gonna have that same stupid hairstyle that they gave to Tila that I hate. They're gonna make
I'm
her
hoping
look
for something
overly
like
muscular.
her 2000s.
Yeah, like some Jimmy Lee style stuff.
Iceman's gonna be in it and be gay, but that's a comic's fault, not theirs, I guess. And let me see. Pretty much everything you see they did in He-Man, they're gonna let the men look weak. They're gonna let the women look stronger all the time. Never make the women look vulnerable.
Haven't they already done that with Cyclops for years?
Yeah,
With
always.
Cyclops.
Yeah, and isn't
Cyclops
that
is a
Rogue, like,
bitch.
super strong?
Which is why I liked in X-Men, not X-Men. No, it was X-Men. X-Men Evolution.
What are
Mystery.
you
That was the
talking
only
about?
time I ever
Cyclops
liked
was the
him.
leader. I'm
Yeah,
lost.
yeah,
What are
yeah.
you talking
They were
about?
like all in high school. I
Oh my
actually
gosh,
liked
hold on,
Cyclops in
guys.
that one.
Sorry. Kenneth, I'm so sorry. It didn't show up on my screen. I did not see it. And it won't let me show it on the screen, but it says LaRusso was a jerk, but Johnny was always a bully. I am so sorry. It didn't come up on my restream thing. It does that every once in a while. I did not mean to miss it. I am so sorry.
All right.
Let me add in Shelby.
Have you seen the tweets from the people that are gonna be running the show?
I did see that they Data Racer, I believe it was. I think I watched Shane Davis video on it. Hello, Shelby, by the way. I believe
Sorry, I'm not supposed to be on yet.
Oh, you're totally fine. But I believe I saw they were talking about Black Lives Matter. Refresh my memory.
Yeah, so we know what type of people they are already, right? The super woke leftist type people. They don't care about cherishing the old stuff and paying respect to the original source material. They're just gonna make it into whatever they want, which is to push their woke politics. Like we've seen it over and over again. How many times do we need to see it happen?
What can they push that wasn't in the original? Honestly,
I
what
just
wasn't woke
I
about
just
the
told you
original?
some stuff.
You
Nothing
did not.
is
You said
woke.
we know what type of people they are.
I already told you about making the women look like men part. Like I know Rogue isn't going to look sexy. I know
Well,
they're
I'll
gonna.
have an issue with that.
Yeah, you don't really know that for sure, though.
So what
I'm-
else could they
I'm
push?
predicting
Like
it.
masculinity should be there.
But
We've
that's
got
not knowing for
Wolverine.
sure. You're just predicting. That's an assumption on your
Yeah,
part.
yeah, I am predicting, of course. It's a pretty easy prediction considering we've seen it happen over and over and over again.
Well, to play devil's advocate, I kind of get what he's talking about.
Of course, no
Joey,
doubt.
was that you?
Kind of
Yeah.
in the way that you know that there's gonna be a difference how they show the first time, how in the old cartoon there were sentinels and it was over the top, and we understand, yeah, they are basically being hunted down as because they're mutants. It's not gonna be that subtle, of course. I don't think it's gonna be like that. And if it is, then yeah, that would be super cool.
I hope it is.
Was
I do
was
think there's a
Nightcrawler
chance
being
for it
attacked
to
subtle?
be. Was
Yeah,
what
I don't get how
subtle?
that was. Yeah, I don't know how that was subtle. I mean, it's pretty obvious that
with
they
the
were
whole
hunting down.
Catholic thing. Oh shoot, I know the comic name. Men.
God kills. Or
Yeah.
oh my
that's the one,
God,
that's the
man
one.
kills, God saves. Oh my God, what is it? But that wasn't. To be fair, that was the comic, not the show. God loves, man kills. There, I remembered. Okay.
Gallows Man Kills. I get it. Remember that name. It's
That was
too
Claremont.
difficult.
All right, what about
Hello, Robert.
Nightcrawler being a Christian? That the show
He
in
was
the
Catholic.
90s. Yeah, Christian, same thing.
I know,
They're
but
not
I'm
the
just
same.
saying.
He's
Yeah, I'm saying-
religious. He's
Yeah, I'm
religious.
saying they portrayed Christians in a positive light in that show. Do you think they're gonna do that in this show? Do you think Christians are gonna be
Why
portrayed
wouldn't they?
positively?
Who
Why
who
wouldn't-
portrays Christians negatively?
How many shows do you watch? That happens all the time.
Not
What do you
very
do?
many.
Name one.
Have you not
Name-
been at my show for a while? I don't watch that much. So what
So-
shows Christians in a negative light?
So to play devil's advocate here, I
I'm the
will
devil.
agree with Leo, but I'm going to be agreeing because I have actually been watching like older movies, literally from like 1950s, 1960s, and they've always treated religious people as crazies, for years. So
I mean, if the
like
shoe
that's
fits. Sorry, had to.
Exactly.
So
I'm agreeing, but I'm like, this has always been a thing. This has always been a thing in media. So whether it's more prevalent now,
Yeah.
I have no idea. But like, it's definitely been here for a very long time, and I don't think that it's ever gonna stop.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
my take on it as a Christian.
Far Cry
Pentecostal.
5
an
was
easy
all
trope.
about Far Cry 5 was all about like a Midwestern Christian cult. So it's not like they
same
don't
with The Last of Us 2, everybody's favorite game. I'm
yeah,
here.
so
I know it is.
you know it. So I don't think it's more about using Christian as a negative light, more like just religion in general. But in the West, in
Except
America,
Islam.
we clearly have
Except Islam.
an idea of
Except
that.
Islam. Except Islam.
Did you grow up in the 2000s? Islam was always portrayed negatively.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
2000s. When was the last time that happened in the last 5 years?
I don't
Without-
watch TV. I don't watch shows. I'm
And I-
sorry. I'm really
Yeah.
bad at this conversation.
I want to bring up one point brought up about if they bring in Iceman as gay. Well, to be honest, they hardly used Iceman in the cartoon anyway, so it's not like they're
used them.
they
But they
hardly
used him.
ever used him. He was like a few guest appearances here and there. He was not
Exactly,
a main character.
and now they're going to use him a lot because he's gay.
We don't
That's
know
proving
that.
my
We
point.
do not know that. All
Of
right.
course, we don't know. We're all
Yeah, but
speculating here.
we don't know their designs. We don't know anything. But there's
Yeah.
a lot of people from the original. This is not one of the shows, even unlike He-Man, which had zero involvement from anyone from the original shows. This has more people, producers, the writers. So many of them are more people are involved with this than has been involved in any of those other projects. So to just assume that these people are saying, "You guys didn't didn't know what you were talking about. Screw you guys. You're just here for the show face and all that. Just assuming off the bat, it's a bit disingenuous.
Nobody
I think
was
they're going
assuming
off
that.
of
Actually,
yeah,
yeah, you
and I
were.
think you're going
You
off of
absolutely said
pattern.
Yeah,
Say
Leo,
what?
you,
Go ahead, Raymond.
Leo absolutely was saying that I know this is going to happen. He said it over and over again earlier. You are making
No, not
assumptions.
that. The last part that he just said, I wasn't saying that.
Oh, well, you are
Which
making
part?
assumptions though.
Of course, I'm making assumptions, but the assumptions he just made that I made were wrong. 'cause
I
never
no.
said-
I'm not just saying that about you. I'm saying that from what I've seen so many people involved that I'm just saying if they
Oh, okay.
weren't involved and they're being involved, this is completely different than the others. You may have a point if it was completely fresh and they're saying, oh, we're going to use this to tell our own stuff, then you'd have a point. If there was no one else involved, not the voice cast, not the producers, not the writers, no one, you'd have a better case. But the fact that they are going to be having other people involved from the old show involved shows that I think they're going to take this much more seriously.
None
Yeah,
of
you
that
know,
matters.
I actually hope that they kind of address the fact that there's other heroes in the universe of the X-Men cartoon, and somehow the mutants are the ones being persecuted. Maybe they can bring in ways.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, basically he's also technically not a mutant, but he had his powers like that, so they should bring up topics like those. But since it's gonna be for Disney Plus, I don't really think that they're gonna go too hard into adult topics beyond what they did in the old show.
They had little Easter eggs and stuff that were fun, but nothing really
Yeah.
above and
Yeah,
beyond not
definitely.
that. Like I think there are going to be modern day topics. I don't necessarily think that they're gonna go with some crazy different animation style either. I think they're gonna want to really lean into that nostalgia bait, right? They're not gonna make it something like Masters of the Universe animation style, because they're going to want to remind people of the show. They're just, I don't see them making, Rogue not a beautiful Southern belle. I just don't. I don't see it. Now,
I mean, if it's
You heard
if
it
it's
here
gonna be a
first.
continuation, right? It's gonna
You
be a
heard it here
continuation
first.
from the old one. So
Yeah.
they
Just
can't.
Is that
me-
what it is? Oh,
Yes, it's a
I didn't
continuation.
know.
That's why it's called 97.
So yeah,
I didn't watch the original.
Wasn't He-Man a continuation too?
No.
Oh, I mean,
I don't know what the hell that was.
Broad stroke continuations. As close to a continuation as they get because of legal reasons, they can't. Here, the legal issues do not apply.
Look, all I'm saying is that if this is supposed to be a continuation from the old one, and Rogue is, I don't know, a BIPOC colored woman that we never saw, then that would be hilarious.
Oh, he means POC. POC. POC.
Yeah,
Oh.
that would.
Yeah,
be
I don't think
hilarious.
there's
I
any
think
way
that
in
would
hell
be
that's
crazy.
going to happen.
No, then this is supposed to be a continuation, but I definitely think that they're going to bring in more modern or updated versions of the topic that they talked about in the old one.
I think everyone wants
And you
more
know what
back.
they talked about? I know, I love Morph. Wasn't he originally in the comics and they changed him?
Nope.
Changed his name. It was
Nope.
like he was Changeling in the comics, and then they had to change it because
They brought him in.
Random fact.
No, Morph was an original character to the series, and then they brought him in the
no,
comic.
he was based
No,
off of
Morph was in the
Changeling. I'm
comics.
telling you.
No.
It was
Morph
Yeah.
in the comics, and then they brought him in just to kill him off, just to show, people can
And
die.
people
here.
loved him.
Oh yeah, people loved him, and they're like, "Oh crud, we got to find a way to bring it back." So they
Is he
eventually did.
is he the one that had the French accent?
No, that's Gambit. Gambit's the one.
You know,
we-
yeah, because I grew up watching the X-Men show, but in the Spanish version. So in the Spanish version, he was supposed to be like some kind of French guy. So I don't know if that was like mistaken with Gambit. So I'm like,
Yeah,
Gambit never
probably.
died.
Yeah, because Gambit. That's when they went for the stereotypical New Orleans, where they're more French than they are anything else.
Oh my God, I love French
Hot
stereotypes.
take here. If you've watched, I don't know if you guys watched it recently, but X-Men still not as good as Batman the Animated Series. Not near as good.
Agreed.
Yep.
Okay, I thought everyone was gonna be like,
I
"Oh my
won't.
god!"
I won't step into that mine because I know how good it was. But all I can say is, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. It's hard to it's so hard to compare
It is.
X-Men
Wait,
because
what are we
X-Men to that.
comparing? I missed that.
Now,
The animated show Batman, right? The old one.
Yeah,
to
Now-
yeah,
the
exactly.
Now to also be
87.
fair, oh,
Yeah.
I would say now to
Sorry.
also be fair, this isn't the first time that Marvel's done a continuation of the old cartoon. They did that back during there was that miniseries that was done during Secret Wars, where it basically was a comic version, but it's like the comic continuation. But they started bringing in stuff like Cassandra Nova, Xavier's sister, and all that stuff, and they just started bringing them all in way too fast, and it just felt like, okay, guys, really? But if they do anything like that, oh, okay, yep, sorry, but yeah,
So it was like the adventures continues, right?
Adventures continues, but yeah, oh yeah, exactly, like what Batman the anime series did.
You know, I think the old X-Men cartoon is kind of I don't want to say overrated, but at the same time, X-Men has had a bunch of cartoons, and a lot of them are pretty good. Like Evolution was awesome. Wolverine
Oh,
and
yeah.
the X-Men was. I'm still pretty salty about that one because I take it that was setting up the whole Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes cartoon universe that didn't go anywhere because Disney bought them. So I definitely think that X-Men has like a one leg over the Batman animated series.
What? There's something wrong with you. No, I'm just kidding.
And it has a better intro.
I'm just a Batman person. I'm just a Batman person.
Yeah,
that's just
definitely.
how I'm gonna be.
It's
And you know what? Season 5 kind of killed the show for me anyway. Like the animation was really bad. So if I go season 1 through 4, maybe I'm a little bit more.
You're talking about the Gotham Knights one that followed more of the
No,
Superman.
I'm talking about X-Men. Season 5 was
X-Men,
really
sorry.
bad.
Yeah, everyone will agree to that. I think everyone will agree to that. Last season was the animation wasn't so good. They just sped through a whole lot of plot points.
Yeah, and it was like the animation, like it just. I think they outsourced it at that point, but it just got really choppy. I guess maybe it was because I watched it again when I was older. I didn't notice it when I was younger. But I'm like, oh.
The 1999 Batman cartoon isn't there a continuation film or something? Not the Mask of the Phantom, but wasn't there a film about Poison Ivy and Harley that I think it was a continuation of the series?
Batman and Harley, and that one it fits in that universe, but it's quasi canon.
Yeah.
Let me get this super chat here, guys. Anybody reading Donny Cates' Thor? I am. It's still good. Are any of you excited for his Hawk? Tristan, you missed my last super chat. Did I miss another one? Are you
Tristan,
freaking
what
kidding
a bad
me?
host.
I'm so sorry.
I was doing stuff, so I couldn't look at the chat right now.
No, I am. The last one about LaRusso, right?
Yeah. I haven't seen anyone since then.
I'm so sorry. No, I'm not reading Donny Cates. Oh, I read the first couple issues, and I'm just like, Thor. What about you guys? Are you guys reading Thor?
So
No,
I'm
not at all.
actually gifting like every time I buy a Thor volume from Donny Cates, it's actually for my sister because she ended up being interested in Thor because of the movies, the Marvel movies. And,
that's awesome. So she's reading it now?
Yeah. She's trying to finish the
She
first
like it?
volume still. I haven't gotten her review on it yet. But once she finished that one, that's when I'm going to be giving her the other ones. You know, I'm not giving her another one until she finishes that one.
Yeah, I'm not a big Thor person. That's my problem. Are you guys excited for his Hulk run?
I'm more excited for the She-Hulk run than the Hulk run. But
Right?
after I saw his interview with Blurred, I can see how some people are going to be pretty excited.
I also I've also been like thinking a lot about She-Hulk ever since the trailer dropped. I've been thinking about going back into some of the more relevant books from her because I kind of my first I wouldn't say crush was on the cartoon where she appeared. Which one was it? It wasn't X-Men, right?
Hulk and She-Hulk. Well, it was first in the Hulk series, right? And then when she made an appearance, and then the second season of Hulk, which is like Hulk and She-Hulk, that's where she had more appearances.
Yeah, that was when I was like pretty young. I just remember seeing it a bunch on television, and it was in English, so I didn't understand. But I like the Green Lady, so I'm kind of excited I'm kind of excited for the series. Not the
same.
Yeah, for the Disney Plus. It's kind of that in Moon Knight because Miss Marvel, I don't know what the hell is going on with that.
Yeah, that looked like
They
a
wanted
she's a
everybody to
genie.
have glowy powers.
Yeah, look, no one wants to see her gross like hands expand. And,
I do. I want to see it. Let
Oh
me
my
see
god!
it.
Like, I just
Hey.
feel weird seeing like the nails close up, like super huge. I don't
Well,
think that
they
could
just
Ooh,
work.
cut 'em.
I
It's
never thought
fine.
about that. Now I am creeped out. That would be so weird.
Like, imagine
why
having
you
a
put nail
hangnail and
polish.
just making it big.
No, thank you.
Well,
That's
Yeah.
so weird.
I don't think that could
Nobody
work.
had a problem with Reed Richards stretching,
Yeah, but I think that's because he has like the suit and the gloves.
so they
and
covers his hands and
yeah,
stuff.
and I'm pretty sure that that she has a same like shoe. Does she have gloves in her comic costume?
No,
wears
she does
gloves, right?
not have gloves. It's just
Yes.
her hands.
Yeah, so that could be pretty gross. Because
Man, you guys are wimps. Let me see everything.
No,
I
but,
love you.
unfiltered.
but Mr. Fantastic just stretches. He doesn't. I mean, he can make a ball and like big, super large, super long, but he doesn't make like giant feet and hands and
He's
giant
done that before.
noses.
He's done that before. Well, not no, but he has done that before. He's made his hands giant. He's been able to stretch out his hands to do all that type of stuff. He's done plenty of that. He's made himself into a trampoline even.
Yeah, that's funny. I like it
I've
when
seen it in
they
the
do that.
cartoons. I haven't seen it in a live action. I would probably have to like
Not live
rewatch
action.
that.
Yeah, not live action, but he's done it in the comics plenty of times.
Plastic
but
Man's
I-
still better.
Yeah,
Just
that's.
saying.
Plastic Man, yeah. When
You
even
keep saying
Elongated
he, though.
man.
I
But
think
that's
it
the problem.
worked. Plastic Man definitely worked in Flash.
What were you
notice
saying, Leo?
You keep saying he because he's a guy. Like the problem that people have with it is because she's a girl. Like a girl having that power just looks unappealing. That's why people don't like it.
yeah, people have been liking it. What's the comic?
Wait, it's
No.
okay. It's not okay because she's a girl.
Yeah, that's why people, because it doesn't look sexy. That's why people have a problem with it.
That was literally the
That's-
argument I've been seeing everybody
Yeah.
say.
That is the argument.
That's
Nobody
such
cares
a
about
dumb
Mr.
argument.
Fantastic.
Oh, that is
Plastic
wait.
Man.
And wait. Which side is making this argument?
What do you mean which side? You know which side. The people that don't like her. What other side?
No.
The people
I
that-
mean the left, the right, or is it both who are making this argument? Because that does not sound like a left side argument saying, "Oh, but she can't be sexy." Because I saw according to a lot of people, the left doesn't like
No,
sexy.
you're misinterpreting what I'm saying.
Sorry,
People don't like Miss Marvel because she's not sexy. That's exactly
she's
my
a
point.
child.
kid. She's a
Wait,
kid.
what? Like how? What
Because
do you mean?
her power looks ugly. That's the problem. Like just making her
What?
hands big. That's their
That
problem.
is the
with it.
dumbest argument I've ever heard. I'm sorry. I really
Yeah,
am.
no,
I
That
don't,
is-
I don't
I
think-
don't care about her.
I don't think
She's a
that
kid.
Power's looking.
I don't care
Weird
about her.
is-
I'm just saying that's what people complain about her. That's their complaints because she's a
Okay,
girl.
Super
they
chat,
can play,
super chat.
but I don't.
Super.
Super chat. Tristan.
Hold on, guys.
Her power doesn't look appealing. That's it.
Hold on. Hold that thought. Kenneth, thank you so much. X-Men, a cartoon, is one of my favorite superhero shows of all time. 5-episode Phoenix arc is yes, absolutely better than the comic. X-Men 90s news has me worried. I think everybody's a little like, please don't ruin it for us. But I'm not necessarily. I want to be excited. I guess that's where I'm at. Like I want to be excited. But thank you so much, Kenneth. I'm so sorry I missed that one. I feel so bad. But if you're telling me it's okay because that other guy is a dude, your argument is invalid. I'm sorry. That's
Not
the
my
silliest
argument.
thing
I'm telling you what
Okay.
other people's argument is. It's not
Okay. Okay, then that makes more sense. And then if somebody is making that argument, that is terrible. Like
Yeah.
That's pretty
that's
weird.
terrible.
It is weird. And actually, what are her powers? I've always been unclear on that.
Just huge
stretching.
hands.
It's like she can basically change the size and shape
What
of
are-
her body.
Well, I know the video
Like
games,
the
like
whole
the
body, or
later
just her hands and
Yeah,
feet?
her whole body. There are points where she can become big and small and stuff like that. She's
Oh,
like
okay.
Plastic Man, but not so silly.
Yeah, but seriously, yeah, that makes no sense. People are arguing that they do not know the character. They're assuming that all super females heroes have to be sexy. That is wrong.
Well, she's a child. She's a child.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't
there's
even be
that
the
too.
argument.
I would think that I would be on the side if it was more about people not liking her for her powers, that they just look weird in general, because
Yeah.
I know that that couldn't work in live action. Even the video game Avengers, everyone was like, "Ew, her hands look gross." They do.
See why Spam is saying it. It's not my argument. I always see
Yeah,
people
I
say
get.
that.
No, I've seen
Since
people make
2017.
that argument on YouTube, so I was never saying it's you, Leo. Just so you know, it wasn't me.
No, I didn't. I thought you were
no, I
saying
would-
it. I apologize.
No, I
my
don't care
mistake,
about
my
Ms.
mistake.
Marvel. I don't care about any all new, all different
Yeah,
characters.
but yeah, if other people are
Let's
making
see
that,
what
that's just disturbing.
So
That is really weird.
I don't want to like drive the conversation, but anyone has any thoughts on the what if everything Miles Morales? Because I saw
Hold
that.
on, yes, but I gotta. Yes, that's what we'll
Still
talk about
going
next.
on?
But I am dying right now. Jeffrey Thorne
For Doom
is
Patrol.
in my chat. Oh
Woo.
my goodness!
Wait, who?
Holy crap!
Thorne's in
I
your chat?
absolutely
The
Jeffrey
Oh,
Thorne.
wow.
Thorne? Like the
I
Jeffrey Thorne?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, wow.
love your Green Lantern. I tell people
Do you have
all
a
the
check
time
mark?
how good it is. Holy
Wait,
crap!
wait,
Thank you for
Is it
stopping
really
by.
him?
Yep. Hey,
Yep,
Jeffrey,
that's him.
I've been trying to get asking Perch to get you on either Tris or my show. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh
do
my
it, do it.
gosh, that is amazing. Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
got
really
the
should
This is
phone
check
like a
out
fan
those
of
Green
both of
Lantern.
us.
I
This
actually
is like
just
a
read that
fanboy
news
moment.
too.
Yes, that was a huge fanboy moment. I am.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
If I can add on to that fanboy moment, I've been loving Jeffrey. I've been loving what you've been doing with Joe and Teen Lantern. You've actually made them better characters, especially Teen Lantern, than what you were given. You were given one thing and you made them a lot better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
had the
You know
chills.
what? I'm gonna say right now, I didn't like Teen Lantern until his run.
Yeah, I will agree.
Yeah, I am kind of in shock. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You
All
know,
right.
I was
Super
watching a
chat. Sorry,
video
guys.
today.
Damn, another one.
Don't sweat it with the last chat. It's all good. I like your channel. I would love to be a panelist. I'm out. Everyone have a good evening. Yeah, that would be awesome. Come on my next community stream, Kenneth. Email me. It's in the it is in my about me section. Sorry. Yeah, and Jeffrey Thorne. I would love to have you on sometime. I'm a huge fan. Yeah, that would be wonderful. You are so awesome. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the full fangirl thing. Okay.
I was watching a
Too
video
late.
with him today too.
Don't worry, I did it already.
I just like I don't know. It's really cool. So, Miles Morales. What if? I actually think so. They're doing the whole Gwen verse at the same time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, are they going for a multiversal feel and trying to show, like, no matter what, Miles would be heroic, no matter what situation he was put in, and he'd never turn evil? Or is that like I didn't look into it too much? Is that kind of what they're going for?
I think that's the angle that they want to pull, but it's pretty difficult to say so far. I think the costumes look just him, and like the idea that he's different from Wolverine just because he has 4 claws is like kind of dumb, especially because the claws come from between his knuckles. So where's the 4th claw coming from?
Ooh,
It's a dew
yeah,
claw
that's a good.
coming from his
Yeah.
elbow.
Unless they're combining him with X-23 instead.
Or what was it? The name of Logan's son? He had a son. He had like 3 claws.
Dakin,
Yeah. I totally forget about him, but he was kind of cool.
Here's
Yeah,
a
so
Well,
crazy,
you know,
here's a
Go ahead,
crazy
go ahead.
idea. What if Miles was actually an original character? Here's that
he
one.
is.
What
I
if
knew
we
you were
have,
gonna
like,
go there. I freaking knew it.
I have an idea.
There's nowhere else to go though. Like
There are
can't-
ways that you
they're
can
gonna
make
they're gonna
him
make they're gonna make
interesting.
him Captain America, Wolverine. Like, how about making an actual original character? How about
I have an
that?
idea.
Everybody calls him Miles Morales. Nobody calls him Spider-Man. He's Miles Morales.
Well,
That's actually
except
true.
except in the title itself, where obviously he's Spider-Man, because obviously he's not publicly known as Miles.
I'm obviously not talking about the title of the comic.
Right,
I'm talking about fans in general.
I think it would be an interesting idea if instead of just, hey, what if he was like Captain America, or what if he was Wolverine? Why don't you make it so, hey, what if he was, let's say, the original Spider-Man and Peter Parker was the second Spider-Man? Or
That's-
what if
That would
he
be an
was...
interesting
That's
story.
not fixing the problem though, because you're still calling him Spider-Man. How
Yeah,
about
what
give
if
him
he was the
give
first
him an
Spider-Man in
original
his
name,
world?
an original name, an original code name that no other character ever had before? I'd like to see that. What if
He
I
had one. He was like Spidey, but no one cared
Well,
about
yeah,
that.
he was
He's
what?
just Miles Morales. That's it.
Wait, what was the name he had?
Spidey, like Spidey.
You must be joking.
There was a point where he
He
was
had like
called
two,
Spidey.
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
just some
That's
lame
where
rip-off spider name, like
It was-
Spidey. That's literally Spider-Man's nickname. Come on.
No, like spy, how you spell
Yes, I
spy,
know how it's spelled. I
and
know what you're
D, and
talking about. I know what
that's
you're
so
talking
weird.
about, dude. It sounds exactly like
I mean,
Spidey.
Gwen, like people don't see Gwen as they don't see her as Spider Girl. They just call her Spider
Spider-Gwen.
Gwen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
Ghost
know,
Spider.
I'm pretty sure the citizens don't call
They-
her, "Hey, it's Spider Gwen."
No, it's Ghost Spider, isn't it? Ghost Spider.
They changed it. I mean, her
I don't
title is no
keep up
longer
with-
Ghost.
I don't keep up with
Right?
their nonsense anymore, so I don't know.
This is
mean,
what my
there's-
my cousin has been telling me since she actually knows. She's actually very into like Spider Gwen and Miss Marvel, and all that stuff. The newer
I
ones.
like Spider Gwen a lot. She's super cute, and I think that I'm more interested. I'm not gonna lie, in the Gwenverse. Like, did you see the? I don't know if you guys seen the cover photo for it. The art was much better, and they had her in all sorts of different costumes. Like, I think that's cute for Gwenverse because a lot of the time she's a little bit different of a character, right?
I like her Thor costume. That's pretty. I like that one. I think I'm
and
gonna.
she's different to me because she kind of I don't know, she's more of an she breaks the fourth wall. She's more like Harley Quinn-esque to me. It makes more sense with her.
Are you talking about Spider-Gwen or Gwenpool?
Oh, I was thinking Gwenpool. Oh my god. Shows
Yeah,
how much I
because-
like DC more. Shows how much I like read DC more. But yes, I do like Spider-Gwen more. I think what they're trying to do is really ramp up the multiverse period. Because they're going in with this whole I guess it's starting in well, obviously from the trailer, starting in No Way Home and then the Multiverse of Madness. I think that's all they're trying to do. I always like the What If series anyways. Because
So
I like
am I.
Elseworld stories. So I mean I'm gonna give it a chance. I wish it was a little bit more original, like some of the what ifs we had from previous years. Like what was the one? It was like what if Ghost Rider was in a metal band and like the craziest ideas.
Oh, you got a super chat.
Yeah.
Oh, Miles' other alias was Kid Arachnid and
That's what it was.
Peter's protege. Yeah.
Wasn't it the cartoon?
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, potato, Mato.
Wasn't
love
Kid
it.
Arachnid in
Ooh.
that cartoon though? Was that in the comic too?
You know, it would be great to have like what ifs that go out of their way to make it like an interesting idea. Like, what if Miles Morales was,
Is
I
he
don't
the
know,
Punisher?
Wait, is that Miles as the Punisher?
No, that's Peter as the Punisher. But
Oh.
Can't see.
but I would say that I just wanted to show that off because I had that cover laying around. Raymond, Leo, and Bianca know very well from my stream the other day about me going to my closet and just taking all the books.
Yep,
Oh,
all the Elseworlds
yep.
in the world.
Yep, I'm not doing that again, but I just wanted to show that cover. But my stance is this would be fine if it was one of a bunch of other books. Having it be the whole group of minis, it's going to be nothing but alternate versions of Miles. It's a dumb idea.
Yeah, but why Miles? Like, there are many
Yeah, why
characters who I
Miles?
want
I
to
think-
see switch out
I know.
powers.
I mean, what was great about this batch of What Ifs, you had two different Spideys. You have What If Spidey was more like the Punisher, and you had What If Flash Thompson got bitten. Both were
think
really
the-
good.
Yeah, I think that Miles works just when you have him involved in Spider-Man stuff. When you pull out of that and try to put him, I don't know, with Doctor Strange or something, I don't think it's gonna work the same way. If you put like good ideas, like I think that a really good idea would be what if Miles got bitten by a spider and he actually became a villain to Peter.
Interesting.
Like have different ideas. Just break characters sometimes.
Now,
Like,
if Chip
don't do bad
Zdarsky
stuff.
is writing them like he did with Spider's Shadow, maybe, but I'm not. Even with Chip, I don't think he can do that many for like 5 or 6 issues of just Miles.
Bye,
Oh,
Hominus.
bye, Hominus.
Later
Hey,
on.
ominous.
Bye, Hominus.
By Homines. I felt unincluded. What if Tristan was the
Good.
quarterback? No. No.
Oh God in heaven.
God. That's funny. But
Neckbeard Tristan.
how many issues is it? Does anyone know?
I want to see that. No, they just announced it, so I'm not even.
I don't know
sure.
either. I don't know.
Oh, it's just announced? Oh.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to ramp up a are they going to do a continuation of the what I forget what his movie was called.
No Way Home.
No, Miles.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, the Spider-Verse. Are they doing a continuation of it?
They're doing the a female grouping first with Spider-Gwen and Spider-Woman. Then they'll probably do another into the Spider-Verse.
Are they gonna
No,
add Anya
they
Corazon?
I'm pretty sure that there was a teaser saying that the Spider-Verse 2 was going to be on 2022, so next year maybe.
We haven't heard
Maybe.
any casting. We haven't heard anything by this point. If they're already in production, we would have heard it months
Yeah,
ago.
I mean it's an animated movie. It takes a long time, especially.
Oh
for
yeah,
that movie. It
especially
was
that
really good.
animation.
Yeah.
I hope Anya
So
Corazon
cool
is in it.
looking. What if
Robert,
Miles had a decade-spanning run? I would argue with that one on Noah, just because it's very rare when a character hits and is only 10 years old. Like what Miles came out in 2008, I think, right? Or was it 11?
No,
I
it was
don't
in
remember.
2014, I think.
See, even sooner. It less than 10 years for him to become basically a household name. That's
it was 11.
pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It was 2011 actually,
2011. That's
Okay.
why. Okay,
I
so
think
10
I'm
years.
thinking about Kamala Khan.
probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Robert,
Yeah.
why do you have the Generations as your avatar?
Oh, you want to know why?
It's actually on my wish list. That's what I'm trying to get for Black Friday.
Did my video go slow or
I
something?
think you're froze.
You froze.
I think you're froze. Robert is
Yeah.
loading.
It's on my wish list right now. I'm waiting for Black Friday to get it.
I screenshotted it so I can remember.
Yeah, but I got it.
You punk.
Isn't that on DC Infinite?
Yeah, but I already had the issues, but I figured,
No,
you know what?
Leo, you can read it on DC Infinite for
Oh
like
no,
five.
no, I want that. I want that.
Yeah, you want
Physical.
physical.
Yeah, I get that.
Let's get physical.
Physical.
Don't go
Yeah,
digital.
in fact, I'm
digital.
thinking about bringing back my my creator spotlight and do one on John Byrne. But the funny thing is, most of my John Byrne stuff does not have any of it. Does not have any. I do not have any of his X-Men, his Fantastic Four, or his Superman, at least in collected editions. So anything I'd be talking about would be all that I have, would just be like his Doom Patrol, this, some of his Spider-Man
Can't go
work,
wrong with
his-
Doom Patrol.
his event, well, except this one is when he totally just started from scratch and wiped out all Morrison stuff.
That was not very nice of him. Sounds like
That's
a
how-
Bendis move.
Well, that's what he did. He's also the one who notoriously killed off Donna Troy's husband and son just because he didn't want to deal with them.
Well, that's rude. Truckin' Nerd, you guys, this channel. Okay, thank you so
Oh, yeah.
much. I'm here. I'm sorry I'm late. You guys have to check out. I was gonna say Leo or Robert. Can you put the link in the chat? But I'll do it.
Hold on.
This channel is so cool. He literally goes to these comic shops, and he's a trucker, right? I think his name is your name Sharon. Is that your name? I feel like I shouldn't. I remember Blurred saying that.
Yeah,
But he
I
goes
put the
around to
link in.
these. Okay, he goes around to these comic shops, and he basically here we go. Let me pin this. He does this whole thing like. Now you know how like you see the view out of the front of your
Shannon
car.
knows his
He
name.
does that. Okay, I got his thing link at the top so you guys can check it out. But he does this whole thing where he like tells you a little history about the city he's in, and then he'll go into the comic shop. He'll show you around like in really good like. What is it? 3 or 4 videos now? Really good cinematography. Like it proves every single one. And then he talks to the owners and he shows you what he got. And then every single video he asks the owners what their favorite book is in the shop. And he doesn't give away every single video for that one. Like, no matter what it is, he just gets. It's such a cool channel.
And
It's
he had
such
Kevin
a
Conroy
neat
introduce the
concept.
channel.
I know. I was so
Does he go to
jealous.
Ollie's
One time,
though?
yeah, I had to have Bianca explain to me what Ollie's was the other day. Like, what is that?
I've heard of it. I've never actually been. I've heard of it.
But it is.
Heck,
He had Kevin Conroy, which I totally think you should use as your opening. Oh my gosh. Introduce his channel. And like it's a really neat concept. I've never seen anything like it. You'll definitely enjoy it for real. It's a good show.
I found the wrong channel. I found one called Nerd Trucking.
Wait, what?
That really makes you appreciate like comic book shops.
There's a
Yeah.
channel called Nerd Trucking too, so I got mixed up.
It's pinned in the chat.
Oh, his channel is pretty new, right?
Yeah, it's a really like original concept. I really like it.
Yeah, the videos are really cool.
All right,
I love. Yeah, and like the last one he was talking to, had like it was like a, kind of like an attorney doing it for just the passion of it, and I think that's cool because, you don't see that very often. You know what I mean? Like you don't see people that could have really, really lucrative jobs just being like, yeah, I love it. I'm doing it that much. That's cool.
Yeah, doing
I
it on
love
the
it.
side, yeah.
I love
Oh,
it. Make sure you guys
thank
check
you,
them out.
Espam. I'm saying Espam because like I'm pronouncing it this like the Spanish way, Espam. She understands Ollie's. She understands. She's great.
I'm totally gonna find one and go there.
The
Found
search
so
for
many
the
great
Ollies.
series. What's that? Shelby? What'd you say?
No, I just made a joke like the search for the Ollies.
Oh yeah, that's for real. I want to know. Like I really want to. So I before I forget, I do have a little bit of information that I was able to get. I did hear some things about the HBO Max series that are coming out. How they're kind of pushing the spin-offs. They've got Peacemaker coming out, and a couple other things. I actually got two little tidbits of information. One was that they are working currently on a Dead Man series. And I know that's kind of been in, like, they've been talking about it for a long time. But the other one is kind of one that I expect Leo and Shelby will not like. I'm going to throw it out there. The casting call for Constantine
No.
is 25... Yeah, 25 to 29 black British male.
They specified black.
Yes, they did.
Idiots.
Look, I'm not gonna start like believing that there's gonna be some kind of woke shit, but I don't know. Constantine
that's
so far.
already
Well,
woke,
at least
though.
The
they're
only-
keeping him British. At least they're keeping him British.
Look, the first time that I ever heard of Constantine was on the Keanu Reeves movie, and that's
Wait,
the only
the
way that I
fact,
can
the
see
fact
it.
they specifically want
But-
him to be black is already woke. Like, there's nothing more. You don't need to go any further than that.
Wait, race swapping is just automatically means it's woke?
Of course, why? That's actually woke. The race swap in itself, because that has to do with identity politics. Why would they need
Maybe.
to change the race of a character if it's not for some?
You know who might work? Have any of you seen the show Lupin on Netflix?
I've heard of
No,
it.
Yeah.
never once.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay, so the main actor for the show, he is a black male, and he is great. And I saw the show with my grandma, and
What's it called?
Lupin. It's
Lupin.
Lupin. It's Lupin.
Lupin,
It's
Lupin.
French.
Oh,
Lupin,
yep,
yeah.
Lupin.
It's Lupin. It's French.
Yeah, I watched it and it was pretty good, and I like the actor in that show. I think that he would do a good Constantine, but the thing is that he's French. So
Oh, yeah.
Bush,
Oh, I look.
he ain't Bush, mate.
Yeah, he looks like he would fit. He's a good-looking black man too. Wow. Yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
Yep.
I don't really feel anything if for like a live action show. I don't really care, but if it's something that's supposed to be main continuity, then that's kind of. Ugh.
We cannot get worse than I just seen figure drawing Constantine with Keanu Reeves was good. What universe are you in? That was not Constantine. It was like he wasn't even
Constantine
British.
Light. It was Constantine Light.
Yeah, Matt
It
Ryan
was-
is the only Constantine as far as I'm concerned.
He is really good. Really good. That's a shame that they didn't. Why didn't they bring him over?
Because it's definitely not gonna be the same continuity.
I know,
There's no
but
way.
he had such a good fan following. Like there would have been a lot of people that followed him. What is that show called? I don't remember. The CW show that he's on.
Legends of Tomorrow.
To be fair,
Yes.
I think Matthew Ryan has stepped down. Like I think he feels like okay, and he wanted to continue, and now I think he's reached a point where he's like, I've done so much I could say with the guy. I'm moving on.
That's true. I don't know.
But
I'm telling you this right now. As long as he's British, as long as he's bisexual, and as long as he's everything that I know, but it is part of his character. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, Tristan's woke." Shut up. And as long as we see like the Justice League Dark and the horror elements, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, but it wasn't. So basically, this is gonna be the replacement for the movie that they wanted to make. Because
The
they
Justice
wanted.
League Dark movie.
Yeah, they wanted to make a movie, and I remember hearing a bunch of announcement that it was gonna happen, and it was gonna have J.J. Abrams attached to it. But I think that could just be a joke.
I thought it was Guillermo del Toro who was involved
Yeah,
with it.
him, Guillermo del Toro. That's who I think it was. And I love Guillermo del
And
Toro,
he's still
so
working
I
on it.
would
He's
have
still
loved.
working on it, yeah.
So
Wait,
is
Wonder
this gonna-
Woman's not white. Isn't she Greek?
Yeah.
people
I mean,
are-
she's Themyscirian.
Greek is white.
And also Gerard Argus, he asked about like you're gonna find black people in Britain. There are black people there. I mean, come on. I know. I mean, come on. In Doctor Who's first season, you had Mickey as the boyfriend of Rose and everything. I mean, there are black people in Britain.
I thought you were talking about Mickey Mouse. I thought we were going on a whole new level
No,
of
no.
It was his birthday a few days ago.
Mickey Mouse's birthday.
Yeah, November 18th.
Speaking of birthdays,
Oh.
it's ironic that I saw Ghostbusters today. You know why? It would have been Harold Ramis's birthday today.
Aww.
Who's that?
Egon.
Oh,
The guy with the
Who's
glasses.
Egon?
The
guy
guy
with
This
the
is
glasses.
with Ghostbusters.
you guys keep saying all these people, and because I don't watch shows, I have to
He's a
keep.
character in Ghostbusters.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
I'm
how I feel when you talk about stuff of DC that I don't understand.
At least I know.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I'm pretty
okay.
sure you're old enough to know Ghostbusters, though. That's like the 80s.
I don't think
movie.
she's old enough. That old.
Oh!
What? I'm
I'm
25
lost too, so-
and I
No,
watch
not you, not
Ghostbusters. And I don't like
Well,
the
it was
movies.
Candace. I
No, but-
Back in 2016, there was definitely like a different way that feeling about movies, especially because you didn't go to a movie hoping that this movie is gonna be another movie to prove a point. Like, I understand that a bunch of fans from the Ghostbusters want this movie to be good to beat the 2016 because 2016 movie the 2016 Ghostbuster movie is supposed to mean something to a bunch of culture war stuff. So I get it.
It was?
I do miss those days when I didn't have to worry about which side I was supporting with the movie, but I don't know. I just wanted the movie to be good.
Exactly.
And
Wait. Hold
it's
on.
good.
Robert, shush for a second. 1 second. Sorry, Shannon. I put Sharon, my phone, my phone autocorrected. I'm so sorry. Okay, I wanted to address that because I actually think Derek's right on this one. I think race swapping. Initially I was completely against it, but I do feel like there are characters that can and cannot be race swapped. I think if you are going like in this situation, if you are going for somebody that's British, then you're fine. If you are going with somebody like I use Magneto a lot, right? Because he's very tied to what type of person he is with his being Jewish and everything. Black Panther, another one. Those characters I don't think can be race swapped. I think it's dumb to even consider those being race swapped. But Selena Kyle, like, doesn't really matter.
I disagree.
Why do you disagree?
I think that opinion is hypocritical.
What?
It's either you're against all race swap or you're a hypocrite.
What?
The world
completely-
isn't all or nothing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, why would it be okay to race swap this character but then not that one?
I can give a good argument to that one. I personally feel it depends on if their race is ostensibly tied to the character. Because you want to know my go-to example of an actor, a race swap that worked because he matched the role perfectly. Michael Clark Duncan as the Kingpin in Daredevil.
I mean,
Seriously, you cannot tell me the other person.
just because it works doesn't mean there isn't a black character that he could have played anyway. He could have played Tombstone. He didn't have to play Kingpin.
Except Tombstone is not connected to Daredevil. He's connected.
What are you talking about? Of course, Tombstone is connected to Daredevil.
He's more connected to Spider-Man, especially with Robbie. And I don't think.
First of all, Tombstone is connected to Daredevil. Second of all, it doesn't matter how much he is connected to Daredevil and Spider-Man. He's connected to both of them, just like Kingpin. And it also doesn't matter because the movies change things anyway. So even if he wasn't connected, who cares? He's a mob boss and he's a black character who's albino, by the way. That would be even more representation. They could have just used Tombstone instead of Kingpin. So it doesn't matter if he did a good job as Kingpin. Like, of course he did a good job.
Those are not the same universe, right?
Robert Downey Jr. could do a good
not at
job
all.
as Rhodey. Then does that mean he should play James Rhodes? Did you see Robert Downey Jr. in
Except he was already Tony. Okay.
I don't care. That's not the point, Robert. I'm saying just because Robert Downey Jr. could do a good job as a black character doesn't mean
Except
he should
that was
play
a
one,
joke.
right?
That was a joke.
There's
I'm
been-
not talking about Tropic Thunder. I'm talking about the fact that he could play a black character. Couldn't he?
Right, but there's been
Trop-
plenty of times that stuff has been whitewashed. So
And
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
wrong too,
I-
which is why
Yeah.
I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna say those whitewashing was okay, but then I'm upset about the opposite of it. Like both directions, race swapping is bad. So I don't see how you can say, oh, this character is racist. Every character's race is tied to them. That doesn't even make any sense. How does a black character race tied to them where a white character race doesn't?
I didn't say all black characters were. I said
No. That's Robert.
Black
Robert
Panther.
was
I wasn't saying that either. I was just using it as an example of where it worked. I'm just saying there are some characters where their race are completely tied to it. But there are others where it's not. Just like when people complain about, oh, they're getting rid of a lot of the redheads. How many characters out there are there whose red hair is, when you think about the character, you also think about them as a redhead? Not as many as people think.
There are plenty of them.
Well, that's because they use red in comic books a lot. I love this channel.
Because of
It's
the
so
colors
funny.
pop.
Um,
Yeah.
Because the color
I-
popped. So there was a lot more redheads in comics than there would have been in the real world.
Yeah, but does
Exactly.
that make it okay to
Yeah, that
just
doesn't make
start
it
to
okay. I don't see
erase
the
a bunch
point.
of people just because they are something? Because look, I understand the point that you can do it to some, but there are definitely characters whose race and culture have something to do with their, I don't know, their power, their backstory.
If you
And
can
yeah,
do it
that's-
for some,
and
you
the-
can do it
yeah.
for all. That's what I'm saying.
No, I
because
don't think you
I-
can do it
there's
for all. I don't
there's
think you
no-
can do it for all. But
how is there not a you can do it for all? Explain that.
because look, as in where Black Panther is tied to his powers
do it to
and
Black
his family
Panther.
and everything comes from
You
that.
can do it to
Yeah,
Black
I
Panther,
understand.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can technically do it. You can technically have some white guy go and get his powers. You can technically do it, but that wouldn't be T'Challa. That wouldn't be his story. You know,
Why
you
not?
get
It's
me?
a different universe. You can say in this universe that child.
Yeah.
is
So
actually
wait,
a white
like
South
let
African.
me. I don't think that this is about when is it okay. I think it's more about to who they are done to, because if a character cannot be race swapped when their race is tied to their backstory or their powers, then
There's no
that-
cannot though,
when
because the argument for race swapping is about the multiverse anyway. So there is no cannot. You can always do it to everybody.
yeah, but I've
If you're
never
gonna use the
seen a white
multiverse argument,
character.
it can apply to everybody.
I've never
No,
seen a
it
white
can't. Not
character.
if they're tied to their. I think you're being a little disingenuous and not realizing
No, I'm
there's
not
new.
being disingenuous.
No, I think
Look
okay.
at the example.
that's
you
not
just
the
gave.
right
You
word.
said
The
you
right
said
word here
Catwoman,
is
right?
you are very calcified in your ways, and that's totally respectable. But there is a lot more, like, I'm just gonna go there. There's a lot more white characters than there is black characters. So that's why it happens more often, because they want, from a marketing and a business standpoint, they want to include everybody. They do.
Exactly. And
that is what business does.
Can include, and they don't include the black
And I
characters.
agree. They should use those characters.
Tristan, I do think that that's true, but I don't think that that means that it should be something that we strive to do. Like,
I didn't say strive to do. I said that is from a business standpoint.
Yeah,
Generally,
so-
what they're looking at is trying to include stuff from every culture, or
Then-
every color of
No,
the
they
rainbow,
don't.
so to
They're
speak.
And I think they should do
They're
it,
not
but don't
including
do it
another
by
culture when they race swap.
getting
though.
rid of
They're
others.
excluding that culture. How is it?
What are they
including a
getting rid
culture
of
when
if there is already representation
Not
for white
getting rid of.
characters within the same?
Just painting a white character black isn't representation. That's nothing. Look at the God of War thing. They're just painting a white god black. They're not using an actual black god from any African mythology. How is that?
Bianca,
No,
you want to
there
take
are
this one? You
no-
sent me you sent me a video about how Angrboda wasn't actually race swapped.
no.
So,
the-
did you actually watch that video?
Not all of it.
I thought
No, I
it's
did.
an
I was
extremely
listening.
short
I was
video.
cleaning. I was cleaning, and I was
so-
okay.
That's fine. Okay, so I have to rewatch the video. But there was a
Bianca,
guy
your
on-
audio is kind of
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
okay. I don't look. I just want to make a quick point because this is
Go ahead.
race swap is like a very weird subjective issue, but I haven't really seen any white characters whose race is tied to them, and that only is applied to characters who are
Every
of color.
white character's race is tied to them because it's a part of who
Look,
they're-
the only time that I've seen a white character be tied to
How
a
is
race
it tied
when
to
they're
them?
like a
How is it
Nazi.
tied to the black character but not tied to the white character? That doesn't make
Well,
sense.
because T'Challa is from Africa and he is in
White
that
people are in
area
Africa.
of Wakanda.
White people in Africa.
Well, here I can say this, but the thing is though, you gotta remember with Wakanda, it dates back to a long time ago, and they've been secluded this whole time. So unless someone, and so they've made very clear this was a group, a tribe
That
was
does
all.
not matter though,
Yes, it
because
does.
you're
Yes,
doing.
it does.
If
Yes,
you're
it-
going to adapt something, it doesn't matter, Robert. Because
Yes.
if you're going to adapt something, you can change whatever you
No,
want. Those are the rules
it
you
does
people make.
matter. It does matter. Just
So
like
why
you-
does Constantine? Why can Constantine be black then?
because
can't they
he's,
put a-
Because he's not
he's in-
secluded.
Yeah, they're not secluded. They're not cut off from
What are you
everybody.
talking about? We know what Constantine looks like. He's
No,
a white
no.
guy from
But
I don't-
he's in Britain where
Testing.
his
Yeah,
white
you
go.
skin
Sound
is
good. You
tied
sound
to
good.
him
Yeah,
But
because
here's
he's
the other
white.
thing
He
is,
looks like
but
in the
here's
comic.
another example. Having a white Luke Cage. If you're a white person in Harlem, you're gonna have a very different upbringing than if you were
Oh,
black in
God.
Harlem.
It doesn't
So,
have to be Harlem though. When they do
but that
adaptations,
is-
they change things. So it
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
totally. Then he would be Luke Cage in name only. He would have nothing to do with the character.
Exactly.
You're basically
Exactly, which
but
is
so
what
how do
all
I-
race
that is what
swaps
you're-
are.
No, they're not always that
Yes,
way.
they are.
No, they are not always that way. Some are, but not all of them. Like I said, Kingpin. I mean, here's the other thing with Kingpin.
He doesn't
He
even
acted
look like
like
Kingpin. He didn't look like Kingpin.
Yes, he
though.
did, except for the skin color. He was
Not
big.
except for the skin color. Kingpin
Yes.
is not that muscular like you're talking about. Kingpin
yes.
is not that muscular. Kingpin is a big fat guy. He doesn't look anything
That's
like
all
that.
muscle,
He look
though.
nothing.
That's not fat. That is not fat.
He looks fat on the outside. I know he's muscular on the inside, but he's covered in fat. He's a big fat guy. What you're saying doesn't even make any sense.
Wait, isn't Kingpin a strong man?
But then
Aren't they, like,
about
usually
Vincent
big?
D'Onofrio
Like
then?
a brute,
Yeah,
I
he's
think.
strong. I'm talking about
Then
physical
what
appearance.
about Vincent D'Onofrio then? He wasn't fat, and yet everyone's
He's
you're probably
thick.
loving that
Of
look.
course he's fat. Of course
No, he's not. He is not. He is as fat as Michael Clark Duncan was. He
Uh,
was not
Okay,
that
wait,
bad.
wait.
What are you
Robert.
talking? No, you're talking. Now.
Okay,
He's-
Bianca, explain the Angrboda thing now that your mic's working.
Yeah.
So there's a guy on YouTube called the Mythology Guy. He like everything mythology I know from him. I'm not really versed on the subject. He is. So he made a video. He made a video in defense of Thor's look and Angoria, that kind of thing.
Angrboda.
Ang-
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, and Grabota, you're right. I'm sorry. And you know, he's like, yeah, it's like Scandinavian stuff. They did, but the Vikings did go all over the world, and you know, they would talk about giants, but most of the time they didn't do something like skin tones. And he went through Angoria's entire backstory, and during the whole thing, people were saying, well, Angoria is this, this, and this, and he was kind of like debunking that, and he's like, well, not really. We actually don't know that much about her in written texts. And like she's a pretty like vague character. But he like goes through it. It's like a 10-minute video, but she's a pretty vague character in mythology in general. So like it was mostly that. Like they don't really talk about her much. And I believe people were saying that she had red hair. I'm not sure, but he also talked about that as well, I believe. Don't make fun of me, Black Phoenix. I don't know anything about mythology. That's why I go to people like him. But it was mostly that. Like she isn't talked about much in mythology about how she looks and everything. Just a little bit of what she did, and that her entire thing was pretty vague, which is why he's like, okay, so if they want to make her a little bit darker skinned, I can see why they would want to do that and that kind of stuff. So thank you. I added nothing.
No, you did good.
Okay, but the point is, there are African gods that they could use in God of War. They
Yeah,
could
but it's
just
Ragnarok.
go
They're
to
never,
that-
ever going to use Hispanic gods. They're never, ever going to use black gods. Ever.
Right, and
We
it's
know
not
they're
like
not
they've
going to.
ever been accurate to
And
source
that's the
material.
problem.
Anyway,
And that's the problem.
how
Source
is it a
material doesn't
problem?
never
It's
matter.
selling
accurate.
millions of copies.
Wait, Tristan, what are you talking about source material? What? It doesn't have to do
Okay,
with source
I
material.
call
If they
everything
want-
source material from the mythology. I am sorry.
Okay, here's my point though. If they want to do African representation and put an African god in God of War, then use an actual African god.
But I don't think
But
she's
they're
I'm
not
supposed to be
talking
an
everyone's
African
simple
god.
logic. What?
She's not an African god. No one
I
ever
know,
said that
that's the
she's supposed to be.
problem. That's the
She's just
problem.
having
She should be
no,
one.
no.
That is my
They're not
point.
dealing
Why,
with the African gods though, and it's
why aren't they dealing with them though? That's the problem. Why are you
Why
going to
would
use somebody
they?
that looks
You
Why
know
would
black
they?
and then don't use
how
a black
racist
god?
these
That's the
companies
problem.
are.
Can I ask you a question, man? What
Hey,
does her
Raven's
being black
alive.
take away from her character?
What?
What does her being
Ooh,
black
that's a
have?
good question.
What does
Yeah,
her being
I
black?
I'm not
take
talking
away from her
about taking
character?
away from her character. I'm talking about
Why is it an
if
issue?
you're going
Why do you
to
care
put
so
a
much?
black character in God
So
of
it's a
War.
principle issue. It's a
Why don't
principle
you
issue.
put? Why don't you just use an African god? Like it's simple logic. It's not.
So-
rocket
Because
science.
it's Norse mythology, not African.
It's not just Norse mythology. What are you talking about? They have Greek gods in there. They're
Most of them
actually
are dead. Most of
excluding-
them are dead.
Yeah,
All of them
Kratos
are
like
dead.
killed them all.
Why are you talking about things that don't even matter with what I'm saying? I'm saying they can just use Egyptian gods or some kind of African god instead of just race swapping a Norse god. It's not just, and they're actually excluding African gods. So I don't see how that is representation when you're just putting a white god in blackface.
They never followed the material anyway in either of the
What
games.
material
but
are
nobody
you talking-
complained
I
about
don't-
it.
I'm not talking
There's
The
about
mythology
following
behind
material.
it.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
am not talking about following material. I'm saying they can take. You're not even making any sensible argument. I'm saying they can just use an African god and include them in God of War. You
They
don't
could.
I
need
but
actually
they won't
think that's a
ever
good
do it.
idea.
You know
And
why?
that
they
is the
didn't.
You know why
problem.
they won't ever do
And
it.
Why?
No,
won't-
they
I don't know
maybe
why
they will,
won't
but that
do
will
it.
be in
Why
the
won't
third
they
game.
do it? Why?
Maybe
Because
we
they
should let the
exist.
story talk.
They can
What?
use they can use Mayans, they can use Aztecs, they can use
Exactly,
freaking
but they
every
don't.
They won't because they don't care about
Yeah,
us.
and that's the problem. Exactly, that's my point. So they're
Yeah,
doing
but
It was
I-
never
they're
an
doing
argument
fake
of
inclusion.
anybody caring. The
They're doing
argument
I don't-
is,
fake
what does it
inclusion.
take away?
I don't care about what it takes away. I don't care about Angry Boda. I'm just saying they don't care. They don't actually care about including other cultures.
Of course they don't. Of course they
Then
don't.
we're
No
not
corporation
arguing about
can.
anything. We're not arguing about anything. Then we agree. That's what I'm saying. They're
Okay,
just gonna
yeah,
paint
I'm
a-
just
you-
saying.
They're gonna
Oh, yeah,
paint
we
a
all
Norse
agree.
god's face black and then do some fake woke crap and act like they
You-
care about representation. They don't care about.
No,
You
none of
know-
them do.
You know what? I think that it doesn't take anything away, but it also doesn't add anything besides what is basically just fake diversity, because unless they give a good reason as to why that character looks that way, like, and they can definitely say
Right.
that this god saw beyond the realm and saw other humans, or they could say that they came from another land. They could do that, but the fact is that I don't think that they have. All that they
I
said
think
is
they said it
that
was
they
going to be
did
explained
because
in the
they could.
game.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The game is not out. It could happen, but so far it hasn't taken anything away from the game.
No, that's what the creators have been saying. Like, she has like a story in the game, and so
Yeah,
you'll learn
and that
how.
can be the main point. It could be one of the main point could be that she looks different because she chose to. Yes, but so
Right.
far they
She
haven't
looks
said that,
different
and maybe it's
because
gonna be a
they're
spoiler.
doing their usual fake representation.
Yeah,
fake-
maybe, dude. Maybe it could be that. Yeah, it could be that they just made her black so they can just have one black character. Yeah, it could be that,
Yeah.
but we don't know. Let the
It's
game
typical
come out.
tokenism. I don't care about the game either way. I never played it, but I'm just saying doing that
Really?
kind of stuff is annoying.
What?
No, I don't
My
care
brother
about
used to play the
Daredevil.
games when he was a kid. I would play them too. They're pretty fun. It's a fun hack and slash game.
You played the sex mini game with your.
Look,
Okay.
I'm
He's
just
only
gonna
3 years
say-
younger than me.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
couple of them. They
I
were
was just
pretty risque.
I mean, the Sims have sex in them too. It's not like don't lie that
Yeah,
you haven't
that's
tried it
true.
once
You don't
at, like,
press
12.
X to. You don't have to press X to pound them out.
That's true too.
I did.
Oh my
it
gosh.
was pretty
But-
fun.
But yeah, I was just gonna say was, well, look, I just personally say that wait for something to come out. Feels like these days we're getting to a point where everyone is just the moment it just makes an announcement. You're already having these YouTube channels who are getting hyped up to say we're going to complain about it from this moment all the way until release, just saying how bad it's going to be because and all that stuff. And I just feel like just wait until we actually get something more substantial. Or wait until it actually comes out before you complain. Because prime example I would say is James Bond, No Time to Die. I've actually seen it, and okay, it has problems, yes. Was wokeness part of it? No, it wasn't, because Bond was not emasculated. The women were not, oh, we are all powerful, we are all knowing. None of that stuff like people were fearing. Oh, the writing was going to do this stuff. None of that. It had its issues, but it wasn't what everyone assumed it was going to be. But you saw people still saying, oh, this proves wokeness doesn't sell. No, it proves that there was a complete disaster of a writing process.
So I want to
think
address
the-
this.
Also.
Hold on, Shelby,
No,
one
no.
second. I'm sorry.
Go.
So wait, they don't care about black people. We should defend this black character because they're not going to. Then why should we? Okay, so basically what I want to say is, of course, if you think these corporations actually care and are not just jumping on this because they know it'll sell, what is that old saying? I have a plot of land to sell you in the middle of the Atlantic. But it's not the point that they care, because that's really not up for debate. This is a capitalistic country. They're going to dive into that. What I think is the reason why I maybe defend some stuff over another, or race swapping over another, because if it makes people feel seen and if it makes them feel included, I'm all about that. I have no issue with it whatsoever. I think it's actually really good when, I hated the other history of the DC universe, and then I watched BJ Kick's video and he loved it. And I was like, I can't even be mad at this book anymore, because I know that it affected somebody in a really positive way. So if it makes somebody that happy, like the thing with John Kent, people are like, it's pandering, it's this, it's that. But if it makes somebody that's bisexual feel seen, I don't care. I'm okay with it. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
So
Yeah,
I will
and-
say that there is something the creators of the God of War game, there was something that they did say about this issue. Also, apparently the character is half black, half Asian, because the person playing her is also half black, half Asian. But they said that they just didn't think about it. They just did it. Like, they didn't really have a specific person in mind while playing this character. They didn't say, oh, we're looking for a black person, or we're looking for a black Asian person. They're like, oh, I like this person, so she's going to get the role. So it's not really something of God.
And that's
You
the
know,
other
I
problem
don't-
too. the voice actor race has to match the character that they're playing. It's a voice actor. That's the other stupid thing.
Sometimes I feel like it
That's
depends.
the reason. That's the reason they race swap Amber too, just because the voice actress is gonna be black. That's stupid. That's actually
No, they
racist.
said that they
Oh, I
felt that the
didn't know
comic
that.
was too white, so they race changed a lot of people in there, and they gender swapped a lot of people there too.
No,
The-
the reason is
The
because
race
the
swap
voice
or
actress
the
is black.
Invincible was super white. Now that I think about it, but I mean
Exactly.
Amber
The
was the
comic
worst
had more black
character
characters than the adaptation. The race swapping didn't even make sense because they didn't even include the actual black characters from the comic.
because they
Bulletproof-
made Amber a crazy bitch. Is why that was dumb. Like Amber was the most unlikable character, even including the alien villains. Like, come on now.
Yeah, but they did
The only,
like
the only
they did
good,
unnecessary race. Not race swap. They gender swap one of the characters that they were gonna kill off in the first episode. Like that made no sense. Omni-Man still killed her, and they gender swapped her.
Who?
Which
The
one
model.
was that one?
Green
The Green
Ghost.
Girl?
Yeah, the
Green
Green
Ghost?
Ghost. Yeah.
Wait, who
It
was
was
the
a
Green
black
Ghost? I'm
guy.
sorry, like I don't know the characters.
She was
Exactly.
part of the Justice
Just-
League. I forget what they're
Just remember
Bianca-
them by
Bianca
the order.
just proved
Was
my
Wonder
point. She
Woman
doesn't
the
know the
character?
character. They gender swapped the character and didn't even make them important. That's exactly my point. She doesn't even
like
know
I
them.
read the book and I didn't even notice. So I don't think I don't know. It's dumb. Like
Look, it's
it's
old Tristan. I don't blame you. And he got killed in like a few, like the very first issue showed up in.
Omni-Man punched a hole through her head.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Oh, that
Yeah,
girl.
they
Yeah.
do pointless stuff like that for no reason. Like it doesn't. But back to Amber though, I'm saying the only reason they erased out Amber is only because the voice actress was black. They have this weird thing now where the skin color of the voice actress has to match the character they're playing.
It's not just a weird thing now. It's been happening all along. It literally happened in X-Men, the original show in 1992. The original voice actress that played Storm was white, so they got rid of her. Like, I get it. I get what you're trying to say, but that's
mean,
not
Just because it happened
necessarily
in
something that's
1992
new. It's
doesn't
just
mean-
more prominent in media.
All right, what you just said, Tristan, that's still woke. Because it happened in 1992 doesn't mean it wasn't woke.
So my video was right, and everybody that fucking got mad at me was wrong because that happened. I said the original thing was
wasn't
woke.
work, but making a decision like that is woke, though.
To be honest, though, I think you're talking about a person they probably casted before they went to recording, and then they
Exactly, and they got rid of her because she was white.
Yeah, so
It
she never
doesn't
actually
change the
just-
fact.
Yeah,
You know, weren't we talking about Kingpin being fat or thick, something like that? What happened?
He's thick.
Yeah, he's
we got
thick.
one
No,
on the
you-
full
look-
picture.
Yeah, he wasn't
How about-
muscular like Michael Clark Duncan. And it
How about
really
me?
doesn't
Look.
even matter if he was fat. Like that's not the point. The point is
were
they
saying
could
it was-
use a black. That's beyond the point, though. Even if Michael Clark Duncan was fat, just like the Kingpin, he's still black, and the Kingpin is a white character. Just use
He
a
wasn't
black
fat?
character. There,
You know, it was a black actor who voiced Kingpin in the anime series.
Who
primary
cares who
anime series.
voices anybody though? Voicing is different. You don't see them. Like people can sound alike and have different skin color. That's not the point. I'm talking about how he looks. If you're gonna use a black actor, why don't you just use a black character? There's no logical reason not to. You didn't have to play the Kingpin. And now you're gonna have Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin being compared to the one on Netflix, which shouldn't even happen. They should have just played two
I
different
still
characters.
say that Duncan was the much more closer to the character Kingpin than D'Onofrio's. D'Onofrio's did not feel like Fisk to me at all.
Well, that's great for you, Robert, but that doesn't take away from the point that they could have had an actual black character become more popular by having him in that movie.
Why?
You
Because
use
it's
a white.
Daredevil. It's Daredevil.
What are you talking
He is-
about? Tombstone is tied to Daredevil. What are you
But
talking
he's not
about?
he's not the prominent villain that you could associate
It
with
doesn't
Daredevil.
matter.
Sorry to
It does
bring
They
up-
change
matter.
stuff
Yes,
in
it
movies
does
anyway.
matter.
How
Yes,
does it matter? They change
It
stuff
does
in
matter
movies
because
anyway.
when you think Daredevil, you think Kingpin. You don't think Tombstone. You think
Yes, you
Kingpin.
can
When you
Bullseye.
think about the
Tombstone.
Daredevil movie, you think that it is terrible. Holy crap.
Tombstone
No,
is
except
also
for the director's cut. Except for the director's
Robert,
cut.
except for the point that
God damn it.
they change stuff in movies anyway and don't follow the comic book, so they can still
But
do
you
that and
still
just use
think about,
Tombstone.
but you don't. But again, the director, who also was the writer, didn't want it, and he got an actor who, just because even though he was black, they got him because he was the right person for the job.
It
That's
doesn't
why.
matter. They could, if they think he's the right person for the job, then they can actually go through the trouble of finding a character that matches him
No,
from the
that's
comics.
not it. They still wanted to be Kingpin, and again, he nailed the character.
And he
except for
doesn't
the
have
skin.
to be Kingpin. If
Except
they
for the
pick him,
skin-
they can change it from being Kingpin to being
Except for the
Tombstone.
skin. But then if they just named him Tombstone, he would have been Tombstone in name only. Nothing else. People would have
No, he
complained.
wouldn't be Tombstone
Yes,
in name only because
Yes, he would
Tombstone
have.
is.
Yes, he
No,
would
he
have.
would not.
Yes, he
because
would have, because his
Tombstone,
characterization was nothing like Tombstone. That's what
they
I'm
could-
saying.
And I'm saying they could just use Tombstone anyway because
Yeah.
they do not care about the source material. What are you talking about? They can still
They
do
did
that
care
anyway.
because that movie was very close to the source material. Your
Except
complaint
for
is just simply the
Kingpin-
skin color, except for his
Except
skin
that
color.
Kingpin isn't
Except
black,
for the
though,
skin
so that's
color.
not very-
That's the
that's
only
not
difference.
very-
The skin
That's
color is
not
the
very.
only difference.
That's not very close, though.
The
How is
skin
that
color
close?
is the only thing you were complaining about. Everything else was spot
Wait,
on.
wait, wait.
Everything.
I have
Wouldn't
something
you
I want to
complain
add
about
here.
Skin color? All right, so
Leo,
if
Leo,
Robert
for
Downey
somebody
Jr.
that
played-
doesn't like identity politics, all your argument is identity politics.
Because I have no choice but to argue about that because I have to use that same kind of logic against the argument.
How? I'm saying everything else but his race
If everything
was.
is accurate, then it shouldn't be an issue if it's not tied,
Everything
unless
else
you're
wasn't
playing an
accurate,
identity
though, but
politics type game.
my point
Because
is,
That's what
My
your
point-
fear is, and you don't like identity politics and people caring about their
But they're the ones
sexuality
that-
or their race
they-
or anything. Then
But
quit
I
using it
have
as
to-
an argument.
but I have to use it as an argument if the argument is about that. There's no choice but to
But
do
it's
it.
not. But
But
I'm saying.
they're the ones that started. Look, they did the race swapping first, so I should just not complain about that because
No,
gonna
I'm
have
not
to
saying that at
talk
all. But
about race.
for somebody
I have
that
to
doesn't
talk
like
about
it, that's
that.
your only argument with
Because
this. You're
I'm
not
talking
saying he's
about
a
the
bad actor.
hypocrisy of it.
You're not saying it
But I am
wasn't.
talking about the hypocrisy of it, though. Okay, so the skin color doesn't matter. How does James Rhodes' skin color matter? Why couldn't Robert Downey Jr. play War Machine?
Because he was already Iron Man.
No, I'm not talking about if he's Iron Man. This is a hypothetical. So he.
But then
wouldn't
pick a
be
different
Iron
actor.
Man.
Then pick a different actor.
No,
than
I'm
someone-
not picking a different actor. I'm saying
Yes,
Robert
pick a
Downey
different
Jr.
actor, or it doesn't make sense because I have the same answer every time.
No, I'm not talking about in the MCU. I'm just saying in general. You would have a problem with Robert Downey Jr. playing a black character because that would be stupid. So you can't
He
tell
has
me that the
before.
reverse is not stupid. And
He
it was
has
stupid.
before.
Exactly.
And
And
it
it
was
was done as a
stupid.
joke.
Actually, I've never seen it. I don't know, but yeah,
So-
yeah,
Puppet Thunder is good.
So if Robert Downey Jr. plays James Rhodes, you're not gonna have a problem, Robert, if he just plays the part properly, right?
Again, it depends on other factors, but yeah, I would say that it depends on other factors. All
Your
right.
argument
But yeah.
wouldn't work if it's the other way
It
around.
depends
So
also on
don't
how he's
even-
written. It also depends on the surface value. I would say I'd have to wait until I actually watch it, see how the rest of the character was. If he matched the character, yes. If he was just in the name only, if he was like a lot of characters they did during X-Men: The Last Stand, where they just simply open up the book, point to it, and saying, "You're Psylocke, you're this, you're Quentin Quire," and stuff like that, and then they had nothing. They were didn't match the character at all, and no anyway but the name. Then yes, I would have an issue. But if he was white, but he was named Rhodey, and everything about his characterization matched Rhodey, I would have no issue whatsoever.
and conversation over.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah,
final word.
no,
How about
I'm
this?
not letting it go because
It's easy.
the
We agree
argument
to
you
disagree.
the argument he used about Kingpin, them not being able to use Kingpin, Tombstone, doesn't even make any sense.
Because it's what
They could change it to being Tombstone. Tombstone is still tied to Daredevil as well as Spider-Man. He's both.
Would they
he's
paint him
just like
white?
Kingpin.
Oh, you know, okay. Well, you know what
Yeah,
we
why
can,
not? He's
what we can
supposed to
do.
be
You know
albino.
what we can do. You know what we can do. We can make The Rock the Kingpin because no one knows what race that.
And everybody
that is.
likes The Rock.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
even
I
about
think that
Kingpin.
The Rock would be a
You
good
see,
Kingpin.
that's the problem here. You're focusing on the Kingpin when my whole problem is they're not actually using any black characters. The Kingpin is already a popular character. They could have made
Right, and
Tombstone
that's
a
why
more
they
popular
use him.
character by exactly, and they don't actually. Oh my god!
I didn't
That's
even know
exactly
I know
Tombstone
they
was
should-
black.
The argument was never that they shouldn't
Tombstone is
use
black.
popular black characters. The
No,
argument
it doesn't.
was
No, it's not
they-
about popular black characters. The black
A
characters
lot more
aren't
people
popular.
are going to go see a Harley Quinn movie than they are a Vixen movie. I'm not saying they should race off Harley Quinn. I am saying they used it because the character was popular and tied to
I know
Daredevil.
why they use it, Tristan. You don't need to explain why they use it. I'm saying it's wrong.
And what's the
that they-
issue?
The issue is they can make the black characters more popular by using them. That is my point.
But they're lazy, and we already figured out they don't care. The only representation they really care about when they say representation, a lot of the times, is race swapping for black characters. If they did it for every ethnicity evenly across the board, I would say they might care, but they don't. But the problem isn't.
Literally, if you go on Tombstone's wiki, Marvel wiki, you see him standing over Daredevil. So I don't even know what Robert is talking about. Tombstone is tied to Daredevil. They could have just used the Tombstone Daredevil story.
But
That's
then
his picture.
fans would have
That's his
complained.
picture. He's
I know,
literally
I
standing
understand,
over
I
Daredevil.
understand that, but fans would have complained saying, why didn't they go with Kingpin?
Nobody
Back
would
then, I
complain.
don't
don't
think
even-
anyone
Yes.
would have complained.
Nobody would complain.
Dude, the
Okay.
movie was bad.
They
Everyone
change
complained.
stuff all the time. Robert, from
Except the
movies.
Nobody
director's cut
complains
was
then
good.
either.
You know, back to the
The movie
okay,
was
I think
terrible.
we should move.
Give it
I
up.
think we should move on with the topics. That Tristan
Agreed. I want to
wants
move
talk
on.
about.
Yeah.
Please.
Did you guys see the Nightwing 87 that's coming out?
No, but Tombstone.
No? Nobody?
No,
Are you
we're
kidding
not
me?
that.
Tombstone.
Stop it.
I'm
It's
sorry,
so
I'm buying
cool.
trade
They're doing-
paperbacks.
No, they're doing it's something brand new for comics. They've never done it before. A whole
what?
book is going to be one continuous panel.
Oh, that sounds like
And-
hell.
Yeah.
That's
That
awful.
It
This
sounds
is-
like
yeah.
hell for Bruno Redondo.
Yeah, no, I-
That sounds
that-
like
that
hell
sounds
to,
like-
with people with dyslexia.
That's why that also sounds like hell for Tom Taylor because of having to write the whole thing in that way, and you have to make sure. I mean, I would say it wouldn't be hell for the artist; he just has to draw it. No, that would be hell. Yeah, to write that out and figure out.
To write
Okay,
it.
I got to make sure. Yeah,
When you mean a panel, like a single panel with every single.
Like he's going through the apartment, he's going through the town. It's one continuous image if you were to
So
put
like
them
a-
side by side by side.
I thought
Is that
you
gonna
were
hurt my
talking about, like, the
eyes? I
whole
wear
comic.
glasses.
Oh, probably, but it's gonna be it's gonna be really cool.
so it's like it's gonna be one panel, but it's gonna be like a one-shot movie, in one take movie, but in
Okay,
a
that
comic
sounds
form.
cool. That sounds kind of cool
Yeah,
because
that was
I
the
thought you were.
thinking.
I thought you meant like a giant page with every single thing.
Oh
on
no,
one
I'm
page.
sorry.
that would have been crazy.
It looks honestly really cool. I think hot take here. Tom Taylor's Nightwing has been really good, and to add something brand new to that's gonna sell like fucking hotcakes. Especially with Bruno Redondo, his art is so dang good.
Oh yeah.
It actually sounds like a pretty interesting idea of how to lay out the story. It's surprising that I haven't heard anyone else use that before, or maybe they have.
I know. You would
It
think
sounds like
somebody
a-
would have thought of that before.
Yeah, it's
The only time I ever saw them doing that was when they would do these huge comic panels, like in the final issue of Ultimates 2. But that was just for like a huge multiple page stuff. That wasn't the whole issue.
yeah, but that's like expected for every single last issue.
Right. Well, no. This was like a big multiple page splash page, and you followed it by following Quicksilver going from one point to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other.
Yeah, I think. Oh, that's actually a good idea. That like idea of panels that are like a continuous shot that would work a lot, really good with some kind of speedster character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really would.
How come
Nightwing
they-
will work
they haven't
okay,
done
but
that?
Speedster would be really cool.
Yeah, that should have been, and Jeremy M should have come up with this first and done an issue on it.
Mm.
Right? He's doing awesome though. I love his Flash run.
Yeah, he needs more work.
He does.
I know.
The
He's
poor
so
man
nice
needs to eat.
too.
Oh no, I know he makes enough money. It's not about money. It's just that he has so much creative ideas. He wants to let it all out.
Yeah, that's.
Well,
the
that's
thing,
what
it's
gave-
like-
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you can go. It's kind of difficult these kind of times to put ideas out, especially in comic form.
Well,
the more
the only
you
thing
have,
that
the
I was-
best.
I'm sorry. I'm so
No, you
awkward.
can
I
go, you
interrupt
can
people
go.
all the time. No,
I'm the
I
one.
I love that. Like I don't even care so much about the Aquaman family, But because they're making this a family-oriented thing, it kind of gives me hope that they'll do the same with Flash and that he'll be able to get more titles. Like, I know he said we're gonna, well, I don't know if that was a spoiler or not, but I know he said we're going to get Just Chambers back, but not in his title. Somebody else has a hold on that. I don't know if he was supposed to say that, but he said it was
No,
okay. But
I think he was dancing around it. From my understanding, a lot of people do it. They just dance around it and say, "Oh, yeah, I can't. Someone else has it. I can't say who, but they can say that someone has a,
right.
mine dibs."
But he said they're
Earth?
bringing back Gold Beetle, and I love her. She's so cute.
Mm-hmm.
The Earth 11 Flash you're talking?
What's that?
Yeah,
The
that
Earth
one.
11 Flash?
Yes, yeah. I like Jet. Like I think that I wouldn't be selfish because I know people hated it with John Kent. Like I want them to age up Andy because I want to see her older, but I know people would be so against it. Like I love Andy and Future State and Jess together, but if they're bringing back Jess now, how can they justify that with Future State? Because they were like an item.
I can say this: don't have him meet have him meet them. They meet Andy as a young infant, and then eventually they go back to their world, and then when they come back. Time differential, time travel, whatever. They're then back in the Earth further in the future. And again, they never met up, so there's no squickiness involved. And while for them,
That would be
they're
super weird if they met.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They don't meet yet.
I kind of feel that, and this may be a little bit mean as a thought, but I kind of feel that Future State is just in this like kind of limbo until the next crisis, which is gonna be
Future
kind of soon.
gone. It's so stupid. Like there's so many things that they've done that already erases it. What was the point?
Yeah, so that's why I
This
feel like it
isn't
never
new.
went anywhere.
This isn't new though with DC. I mean, come on,
I
don't you guys
know.
remember Future's End? That was supposed to be where DC was going to go in 5 years, and by that point, most of the creative teams had already left, and all that stuff fell by the wayside anyway.
It was like it's a future in 2025 for
That's
Gotham
a
or whatever,
problem.
and it happened in 6 months. Like,
Yeah, well,
okay, guys.
But yeah, but the deal was notorious for doing that, saying like, "Oh, here's the future," but it's definitely the future we're going to get to. In theory, but I think in this case, I think it was decided Future State was it's what we could happen, but in the present day, things are going to diverge.
I'm not gonna lie. I know this person is super serious whenever they comment. But I find it hilarious that you troll me and that you give interaction to my videos all the time. So thank you. I just wanted to say that. Why do you weirdos always want to age up kids? I
didn't do
don't. This is the
anything.
first
I
time
didn't
I've
age up
ever.
Don't worry, Raccoon Overlord. I
That
do the
weirdo
same
didn't
thing.
mean that you.
Do
What do
want
you
me to
guys think
time
of
him out?
Batman Ninja?
I'll
The
time
movie
him out
was
right now.
lackluster.
I do the same. I do the same
Oh,
stuff.
Batman Ninja. Ugh,
Should I time him out?
totally.
Do you want me to time him
No,
out?
no, he's,
No need.
he's
Trust me,
fine.
I
He
don't
just.
even, I
I'm
don't even
kidding.
do it.
I'm kidding.
Woo!
Oh
Bane,
shit!
you're
What
an
the hell was
asshole.
that?
What was
That was Bane demanding
Oh.
attention, as always.
Oh,
I thought somebody
Okay.
got hurt.
Wow, Bane is strong.
well,
Bane
duh,
is
it's in
so
the name.
loud. Oh my
The
god,
Venom juice,
that's
man.
true.
The green stuff.
We're all
must
weirdos here,
break you.
mister. I
will
love it.
break you.
Yeah,
I never.
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say I never finished Fear State. I just nah.
I
I
don't
had
blame
hope.
Fear
you.
state or future state?
No, Fear State.
Don't blame you there.
I saw
I had
Fear State-
hopes. I had
Funny,
hopes.
funny thing is, I saw it here. Fear State at the start was starting better than Joker War, but by the end, Joker War was the better event.
Oh my
David
god, that's
Production
not
did
even
the
an
Batman Ninja
understatement.
movie? I
What?
didn't know that. Neo
yeah.
Arcadia. I didn't know it was David Production. I'm watching some anime that by David Production. They do some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I feel
Well-
like the story was lackluster though. Not like this.
Agreed.
This TV, you know.
The animation made me like nauseous. It was
What?
so
Yeah,
weird.
That
What-
I can
what-
understand a little bit.
Of what? I don't understand what we're talking
The
about.
Batman Ninja movie. That
Oh
that
yeah, the 3D one.
anime one. Yeah.
I remember seeing it. I liked kind of it. I liked the sequence where Red Hood meets Joker and it's like that's really nice, but I do think that the 3D looks just kind of weird. It's not so shaded. It's not even like fully stylized. So it's kind
Yeah.
of in between cartoonish shading and realistic 3D.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate the fact that they tried it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tried something. You got to give them credit for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DC didn't make
DC
me
does.
nauseous.
You know what?
I was one of
can't-
those people that's like, it's Japanese, it's gotta be good, and then I'm like, I wasted money on this.
I remember seeing the announcement for the movie, the Ninja one, and the only thing that I could think about is I remember when DC was doing the DC shorts, like animated shorts,
Yeah.
and there was
Oh, those are
there was that short for Batman. I don't remember what it was. I think
Oh,
it was like Batman
Batman.
Shingani.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
are
that
you
was a
talking about the
really
Chinese
good one. Have you seen it? I'm gonna link
Yes,
it. It's
yes.
super good.
Wait, you're talking about the Chinese one where they're in Chinatown or like stuff like
Batman
that,
of
right?
Shanghai. Batman of
Yeah.
Shanghai.
Yeah.
So
Do
I
you
know
remember
Oh my
Catwoman's
gosh.
design?
Yes.
That was great.
Listen, I watch it on YouTube sometimes. That's how big of a fan I is, because the creator has a YouTube channel, and he has which everybody should check out. It's a short animation called I believe Kung Fu or Kung Food Girls. It's a little bit risque, so like because of YouTube, he did have to censor some out using the black blocks, so I just go to his other channel where I can watch the uncensored version. But like, oh my gosh, the animation, and that got me into Chinese animation.
Yeah.
Funny thing-
Chinese
I've
animation
heard of
is
that
also
one.
really good.
Funny thing about David Production, you mentioned DC Nation. They did the Baby Superman shorts.
Oh wow!
Wait, Tristan.
Oh, thank you, Shelby.
Tristan, I have a bone to pick with you. I heard you don't like the
What's
Ninja
that?
Turtles. I heard you don't like the Ninja Turtles.
The Ninja Turtles are garbage.
Why
Maybe
don't
you're
you like the Ninja
garbage.
Turtles?
Because it was supposed in Injustice. They were
She's just
supposed to
mad
have
because
Constantine, and I waited
Yes.
for 3 hours. Yes, I waited
mean,
3
She's
hours
just
watching
salty.
some
Trench coat.
people play esports,
She's just salty.
and I seen the trench coat, and I died a little inside when I saw it was a fucking
Well, Ralph-
turtle, a
Ralph
fucking
Rose,
turtle,
you
and
wear
not
one.
John
You wear
Constantine.
the trench coat in the movie.
Yeah, he wears a trench coat.
That's
right?
part of
Alright.
Raph's personality. He always wears a trench coat.
No,
I
you
love
know what?
Constantine.
That's cheating.
No,
I
I
it's
will-
love
not.
Constantine, so
I
Yeah,
will
that's
play
what
devil's
it's about.
advocate. I will play devil's advocate and defend Tristan. I remember when I saw the trailer, I thought that's Rorschach, and I was disappointed. Not at her level, but I was disappointed because I thought that would have been a good inclusion.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I
would
thought it
agree.
was Rorschach. Actually,
Everybody
don't
thought it
blame
was
you.
Rorschach.
I would have okay with Rorschach. They had
I-
too many damn side characters, and they didn't have Constantine.
yeah, I
Like,
love
what do you think
Constantine,
about
so
the rumor that they might be making a third Injustice?
Oh, they're
I'm
gonna.
okay with
they're
that as
gonna
long as
make it.
John Constantine's in it.
And not the turtles.
Wait, so
If the turtles, oh my god, I hate
No.
them.
about that Chinese animation, Bianca, have you seen Sister 7 on Netflix?
I'm on season 2.
I also finished season 2. I haven't seen season 3. I want to wait for it to watch it, like all the seasons at once.
So
It's
good.
so good, right?
Yes.
Oh my god, 7 is so funny. It's not. It doesn't have anything to do with DC Comics, but I don't know. It just shows that there's more to things than just comics, anime, Marvel, and DC. I don't know.
Let the Chinese animation try.
Let the Chinese rise, Communist
Yes.
Party. If we get animation like that, I'm all for it.
yeah, you know what I always wanted to see Constantine in? Supernatural. They could have done a crossover with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
that
said
was-
From
that would've
Legends
been
of
smart.
Tomorrow.
Do.
Yeah, but they
I
just
want
couldn't.
Constantine and his daughter. That's so smart. Wasn't her name Rose? They never
Yeah.
brought her back around. They
Wait,
introduced her,
isn't
but they never
there
brought her
a
back around.
Deathstroke's
She was
daughter's name
around.
Rose?
She was around a little bit. I remember she was just like a high stakes, something. So he had something
Right.
to lose.
Who do you have the daughter with?
They never said.
Some woman.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not Santana? Okay.
No,
No.
definitely not Z.
All
definitely
right,
not-
guys. I usually try to wrap up around 8, but I gotta wrap up. But thank you
Oh.
guys. I want to make sure we do the community stream at least every month. I would say. Like
Yeah,
I want to make sure. I really like it. I
Yeah,
really
this was
like it. I
fun.
want you guys to come back on. So,
Can I get a quick plug? I'm gonna be on Comic Book Jeopardy on England Teens channel
oh
tonight
yeah, make sure you guys.
at 9 o'clock.
Let me put English.
So can I make a quick not plug, but since you never asked my comic recommendation, I'm just gonna do that
Oh
really
yeah,
quick.
go for it.
For some reason, I've gone back to read Zero Year, and it's so good. I forgot how good it was. A lot of the stories, it's just makes me feel nostalgic for something that happened really recently. Because I had a really long hiatus from comics, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me wanting to read old stories, but Zero Year, yeah, it's just good in general.
Definitely. All
And,
right, thank you guys. Oh, go ahead, Robert. I'm sorry.
Oh no! Well, I'm waiting for my camera to go. I think I'm frozen. I was just saying,
You're
was
still
my
loading
comic.
from earlier.
Geez, what the heck? There we go. My comic book recommendation is still Superman, Batman Generations.
Awesome.
Gotta
All
get
right.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Thank you guys for stopping by. We'll see you guys
Let's
next
do
time.
this again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.